do it.
Rain on me, Lord, help me grow. Rain on me, clean my spirit, feed my soul. I'm pouring spirits, so he use me like I'm chump change. Ain't pouring spirits, he flow through me, he just pouring rain. Lay my chains in that water, hit that blue grave. Heard your voice in Memphis, how my oldest got his name. Hey, Father, take me back. Psalms 1 in the morning, meditating fast. How you don't know what you driving, but got something fast. See my brother's life change when that whip crash. I got whiplash, where the spirit got my head turning. Time to pick trash, if I wanna serve, I Jesus serve him. It's a flash, when he coming back, what's your purpose? It's a mismatch, turn the earth flat. Carry earth, rain on me. Rain on me, Lord, help me grow. Rain on me, clean my spirit, feed my soul. Rain on me.
What's up, what's up? Welcome in.
Me like you did in the past, and you making it last. Better with you, I was living on glass. I'm going back, I never thought I'd make it without. I told the same watch out. Like, what are we talking about? Chilling with God and he working it out. Do for you, I can't do for clout. The message stressing me out. Like, well, I know we lit, we up, following God, I'm making it out. Rain on me, rain on me.
All right, what up, what up? Welcome in, welcome in. Only bands in the house. What up, Vicky? What up, bands counting up? What up, Sean? What's good? Clubhouse, how we feeling?
Rain on me.
What up, Janky?
Rain on me, Lord, help me
What's
grow.
good? What up, Elijah? What up, D-Dub? Captain
My
in the house.
spirit, feed my soul. Rain on me. Rain on me, Lord, help me grow.
What's good?
Rain on me.
How you guys feeling? Welcome in, welcome in. Great to see y'all. Why don't we get into it here today? Happy Thursday. Welcome in. Cheers, boys. Front page body in the house. What's good? What's good? What up, Cable Trader? Mr. Wolf in the building. T. Callahan in the house here today. OGH, as always, the man, the myth, the legend. All right, who else we got here today? Red Eye Trader in the building. What's goody? What's good? How you guys feeling? Welcome in, welcome in. Happy New York session. What up, Q? Welcome back, welcome back. DJ Scratchers in the house. What up, Gareth? What up, Cole? All right, let's go, let's go. Holy, all right, there we go. Now we got some motion. What up, Brenda? Brenda, what up, Julia? What's good? All right. All right, Limp Starfish in the house. Let's go, man. Let's go. Good to see y'all. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Let's begin our session here today. Welcome back to another New York session. I hope you guys are doing well. Why don't we real quick pray? I'd love to pray for you and your season of life right now, and then let's begin this. All right, let's do this. Father God, I thank you for this group of individuals, Lord. I pray for each and every one of them, specifically in this season that they're in right now. Some of us are on hills, some of us are in valleys, some of us are just working our way up, and we just thank you for continuing to give us hope, continue to show us what we need to in order to keep the faith alive, and just blessing every single step that we take. I pray a special blessing over each and every person in here. I pray that you would cover them, Lord, cover them and their families, and we just thank you for making the vision crystal clear in our minds, and thank you for giving us all that we need to accomplish it and make it a reality. So, Lord, I pray a blessing over this group, and we just thank you here today in Jesus' name. Amen, baby. Amen. All right, let's get into it. Let's go ahead and start the day. Welcome back to another New York session. Today is Thursday, and it is the 23rd of July. So, man, it feels like we were just talking about the 23rd of June. So time truly does fly here, man. But we got a good day ahead of us. It's another day, another opportunity for us to be patient, to be disciplined, to walk that path here today. You know, it's one thing to talk it, it's another thing to walk it, and we're going to concentrate on putting one foot in front of the other, as we know those steps are already blessed, my friends. So all you got to do is walk, right? Let's just keep walking here. We got some news coming out today. It'll be a yellow folder news at 10 a.m., I believe. 10 a.m. 10:30. So yeah, 10:30 news coming out. So we'll see about that. It'll just be a yellow folder. It shouldn't be anything too crazy. So why don't we get into the technicals? Yeah, why don't we break it down? Let's see what we can come up with here on gold, and we'll look at the NASDAQ and see what we can do here today. All right, y'all ready? If you guys can, give a stream a like. Sub to the channel, right? Let's go. Clubhouse members, just give a like. Sub to the channel, and you guys can come on back in. And let's see what we can come up with here today in the office. So why don't we get into a fresh top-down analysis. Let me, Philippe is in the house. NV is here. FX Champ is here. All right, let's do this. Let's talk about gold. This is the daily time frame here, and we are moving down. So remember how we talked about yesterday. I was pretty bearish there in the New York session. We did move up a little bit, but really just to create that wick. And then as you can see, I think after we got off the stream, we just continued selling off. So that was my reason for the short bias there yesterday. And the other reason was mainly because this daily candle had no lower wick, right? So it had no lower wick. Okay. We had no lower wick at the time, right? And what do we know about these candles that have no lower wicks? That they will eventually come back and get them. So here you go. This candle, the following candle comes down. I don't know if you guys were paying attention to the open today, but this candle just shot down, right? Broke the lows, came back up, broke the highs, and then just shot back down and broke the lows. So crazy daily candle on our hands here today and yesterday, really, and the last couple days. I'll be honest, it's been a little wild in terms of price action here on gold. Just it's been all over the place. Like I was saying yesterday, a little cat and mouse game here with gold. But daily is breaking the lows there. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. 4-hour is moving down here as well. I did take sells in the break of the 4-hour low a little while ago. I think it was around like 7:30 to finish up that wick fill. So now that that wick has been filled, right, what can we do here? Right now we still have some support moving down to the left. Yes, we can push through. I am still pretty bearish, right, based off the daily candle coming down now and the 4-hour candle possibly breaking through these lows, right, and settling into that support level right there. So I am still pretty bearish for the most part. The 1-hour didn't really give much of a top wick here at NY Open, so that's probably the last rodeo down, right? That's kind of was another one of our opportunities there, but no top wick. So there's some support to the left anyway, so no big deal. We finally officially refilled this wick here, so who knows? We'll have to observe what we do down here, but let's drop down to the 30-minute time frame. 30-minute drove down, pushed back up. 15-minute could use some structure here, so would have loved to maybe look at these sells here, but no bottom wick. So we're just chopping around at this point. If you look at current price action, you have some support. You got some clean range to the left. That'll be that other level of support on the 4-hour chart. And like I said, I think we could continue moving down there. 4 hours very bearish. Daily breaking the lows. I think we just need some structure, which we're starting to develop right here, and then a breakout, you know. And if we can get that breakout, then we should be good to fill that wick and fill the rest of the range here to the downside. So I'm still open for sells as of right now, and still open to taking them. If we are going to look for the buys, I'd probably either rather see that move down first, where we can officially tap into that 4-hour. That 4-hour low is even further down. Wow, this is the 4-hour low down here. So, yeah, plenty of room here. So let's see what we want to do. I think it would be nice to get some top wicks. Maybe we can range in here a little bit, not make this move during the New York Open, but more like the NYSE Open at 9:15, 9:30. So if we can kind of come up here, give wicks on these 30-minute candles, it would be nice. And then to get a bearish closure below, we'll look to take those sells at that point. So we'll see how it unfolds and how everything goes down. But this is kind of what we're looking at now. I did take sells over here. So you had a closure below the range. I kept a pretty tight stop. I was just trying to battle back on some of last night's loss here. So took a loss last night for about 1,000-ish. Yeah, about $1,000. So yeah, minimized that a little bit. Still down 368 here, but overall took this position right here, had a closure below, you know, clean traffic to the left, and took my full position off right here. Yeah, so that was pretty much the move. Wanted to hold it, but this candle had no top wick, and I don't know. I just, you know, I didn't want to give it back. So I was kind of, you know, working that loss back from last night. So once we tapped into these levels here, I just took full. Yeah, and that was it. That was pretty much it for me. And now we're back. Now we're back. So let's see what happens here. If we can get maybe closures below. Again, like I said, I love to see a little bit of consolidation here. Not necessarily a closure right now, but maybe even some sort of push back up, right? To kind of give that previous 30-minute candle a top wick, you know, something like this. If we can range a little bit, that would be great. And then look for closures below at some point in the 9 a.m. candle. All right. All right, all I see is Philippe, man. Chat. This what I go through when I'm trying to do these breakdowns. This is all I see. This is it. We're gonna keep them up there though while we do NQ real quick. So that's gold. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, give me a minute. We'll take a look at NQ and then I'll answer any of the questions or anything you guys have in just a moment. Let's drop down over here. I'm gonna be trading some other accounts today. I'm gonna put that one aside. I'm gonna copy trade here a little bit today on these other 4 accounts. So all right, NQ. So daily time frame moving down. We did gap down there too. There were some decent sells last night in the Asian session. Some of the guys took with the NASDAQ. So it looks like we did end up continuing to push down. 4 hour is moving down pretty well here too. Just got momentum now, all right? Got momentum, just broke the lows. We should come down into that support at some point. 1 hour is gonna be a little bit of an issue here. No top wicks. So great opportunities on gold, great opportunities on NQ here at New York Open, just no top wicks to go with those entry candles. So no big deal. Let's take a look at the 30-minute. 30-minute is moving down here as well. I mean, you got decently clean traffic, you know, so I would probably wait for, yeah, probably a closure or a pullback. I think a 1 hour closure here would be great if we can leave a wick and have that next 1 hour candle grab the pack, right? So let's say this guy leaves a wick, something like this, right? And then the next one comes up, grabs the highs, and then shoots down later. I think that would be a good move there today too. So that's pretty much it. Pretty bearish here on NQ for the most part. So we'll see what happens. You got more range to fill. 1 hour looks good. 4 hour got a lot of momentum at the moment. And yeah, I think the sells can continue down here. So we have to wait our turn and wait for some opportunities. If you had a top wick there, might have been pretty good, but you didn't get one. So let's hang tight. Let's wait for our opportunities, and then we'll go from there. All right, we climb out the valley, baby. Hey, a lot of value in the valley. A lot of value in the valley. Can you see it? Can you see it? All right. So how you guys doing? What's Gucci? What's Gucci? How you guys feeling? Goldie? Yeah, gold's bipolar, yeah. Gold don't know what's going on. That 4 hour yesterday was a little trippy too. Didn't know what was happening. All right. Okay, let's see. What up, Z Gamer? How you feeling, bro? What's good? What's good? WTDA. Yeah, top-down analysis. Got it. Got it. Let's go. All right, we'll see, man. 4 hour trying to hum here. We're breaking those lows. Could we get a straight shot down into what is this, 59, 58? 58 here today. Gonna trade 1-2 MGC so I could build it back. Okay. Yeah, hey. At some point, you're likely gonna have to do that. You know what I mean? Like size down and obviously learn system. So the best and easiest and fastest way to learn a system, who wants to know? Anyone just want to finally like just have a system that they could trust in and be able to rely on every single day? The fastest, easiest, and best way to develop it is to size down and trade it, right? Size all the way down to the point where you're no longer looking at the dollar bills, but you're focused on the structure, you're focused on the price action. You can begin to evaluate the candles, right? Some of you guys ask, hey, Nick, how come when it drives down and then it drives up but only a little and then it goes down, how come you want it to re-break the high, right? You're not really witnessing that, right, on your own because you're too focused on the money, right? You're too focused about being in drawdown or being in profit, or is this trade going to win, or is it going to lose, or am I going to pass my funded account? Or it's like, I get it all, but at the same time, we do want to eventually become consistently profitable, right? And at least not even consistently profitable, just we do want to at some point be able to follow a profitable system, right, all the time. So you might as well just get it over with now. You know, like, why don't you all just size down? We're in a crappy market, right? As you guys can see, we've been maneuvering through it pretty well, but at the same time, it's not, you know, this year hasn't been the greatest market, right? So why not just take the time to do that now, right? So that way, who knows what shows up in 2027, right? We might have one of the best markets we've ever seen. But the question is, will you be prepared for it? I'm prepared for it, but will you be prepared? Because it doesn't matter if I'm prepared, right? All that matters is that you can do it. So, you know, take the time now to really just slow down to speed up if you haven't done that yet, and you're just not getting the results that you want. It's so worth it. And by the time you, by the time next year shows up and the markets, or whatever, by the time the markets start humming again, you will have such a good skill set on your hands. So yes, what up, Arrow Sassy? Yeah, where were you yesterday? We needed you in that Asian trade. Probably started listening to them arrows though. Who's seen that? Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. Where's that unemployment claims? Right here, right? Yeah, it's going to be some 8:30 news that pops off here. So no more red folder on unemployment claims these days. It's only an orange folder now. Do you think previous daily closed at resistance? I had that on my analysis before Asian. Let's take a look. Previous daily candle. Yeah, I do. Yeah, we closed that resistance. We might have closed above it a little bit, but yeah, right there. Anyone take the sells after the stream yesterday? Wanted them, but wasn't able to get them. You guys heard what happened to me yesterday, right? Literally never deleted the 930 sell stop. It was insane. First time ever worked out. Yeah. Man, I think I just got back everything I already lost from the previous times. So it's not even like a W. I told my wife, I was like, honestly, I probably could have blown like $20,000 there. So that was very, 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 very irresponsible of me. All right, so we got some news coming out. 30-minute closure. The issue for me is this, right? Is this 30-minute support here to the left, especially with news, especially with no top wick. I'm going to be waiting here. I need a pullback. I need so I want to stay bearish, but like I said, you know, I want it to range a little bit to create some highs here and some better structure, right? So maybe this candle here can pull back for us a little, stay in this like observation zone, so to speak, and then we get a closure, and then we got this clean range over here to the left. So I think I like that idea off the 30-minute time frame. If we get in now, you know, we're a bit overextended, and yeah, we might look back on that and say, yeah, we rushed that. So let's let the news come out, get absorbed here. Let's wait for maybe a top wick on this and a little closure back below. If not, I'll be open to possible buys here too. Bro, no, just on my live account, dude. Holy smokes. Oh my God. And then literally, but I can't even say this because literally an hour and a half later, this happened. But there's no way I would have benefited because by the time I looked at it, it was like way up here. It would have been cool though. Any promo codes with Top Step? No, just TopOne. Some of those other ones. Top Step don't give anyone no discount codes. Crazy. So we've got some tricky price action on our hands, man. Higher time frames are a little, I mean, I took buys here last night as the daily broke the high. Where was it? Somewhere, it's off the 1 hour. Yeah, I took the celery play right here last night and got stopped out. Just nothing was working, man. Nothing was working. Had an opportunity, right? You had to kind of like this level over here to the left. You had a nice little celery. These two candles closing above. And yeah, just look to catch that move right off the re-break of the daily high. The 4 hour was also breaking its own high, right? 4 hour looks something like this. It's kind of popping up, breaking its own high at the same time. The daily looked just like this right here. All right, did a pack runner. Was also breaking its own high. This is where my buy stops were. And then it was on right here on that 1 hour. So I thought that was a great trade. I think the 30-minute kind of stopped us here. So that's why we always like to look for the 30 and kind of consider and use those lower time frames. But man, when the daily coming up like that after breaking the low, 4 hour re-breaking its own high for like a third or fourth time, and then that 1 hour celery, had to take that. But I think I know what the problem was. If we look at the 30-minute chart, right, we'll see that there is resistance. So that held it off. Yeah, exactly. Why does YouTube title say July 2nd? I don't know. Maybe today's July 2nd. Maybe they lied to you. Maybe it's actually not really July 23rd. Maybe there's 13 months and not 12. I don't know. I don't know. Me no speak English. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? $23? Is it 23? Is it the second? Does anyone really know? Does anyone really know for sure? Oh, snap. What's July? Wake up. It's only yeah. There you go. Getting squeezed on both sides. I know everything's getting squeezed, man. Squeezed. Yeah. We'll see. All right, we're popping back up here. Would love to see a pullback, or like I said, at least a little bit of a consolidation, and then we'll see where we want to go from there. But 4 hour just filled that wick. We still have more room to go on the 4 hour, so I could see us coming down. Daily broke the lows again. So man, this daily candle's all over the place, right? Broke the highs 3 or 4 times, broke the lows 3 or 4 times. Like what? You guys ever seen that Russell Wilson meme? Like, what? I don't know what's up with that daily. It's all an illusion, is it? Oh my God. That's crazy. 28 days, 13 months, 13 days, 28 months. Who knows, man? Who knows? All I know is I don't know nothing. DJ Scratchers, how we feeling, bro? The famous words of Little Mo. Nobody knows nothing. Nobody knows nothing. Been a mess since yesterday. Honestly, gold's been a mess since like probably May. Yeah, probably May. Been choppy. Really all year the market has been choppy. That's why I look back on my trading from last year to this year, and I noticed that last year I had like 3 to 4 trades on average a day while I was trading. Like I was also trading London session a lot last year, a lot more than this year, but still like every day average like 3 3 to 4 trades, and now I look this year and it's a lot of 1 to 2 trades a day. So I can see that I've slowed down, the market has slowed down, and you know, that's our job, right? Our job is to slow down when the market does and speed up when the market does, and kind of just stay in that stay trading in the zone, if that makes sense. You got to adapt. You got to adapt. That's right. Can you take a look at my trade? Yeah, of course. Hey, man, that's what I'm here to do. Let's take a look here. So this was New York session. Hold on, let's take this. Pre-New York. Okay, cool. Yeah, New York session. 15-minute broke the lows. 30-minute drive down. So mainly like a 15-minute play, or looks heavily based on the 15. 4-hour bearish, 1 hour bearish, 30 breakout, 30 breakout. Which candle did you enter on? Is it this one here? 30 breakout here. Okay. All right, cool. Yep, came back up, back in a drawdown, closed a no top wick. Nice way to stand on business here. Next candle drops down, right? Just follow the idea of no top wick, right? Price is likely to move back down. Damn, nice. That was a roller coaster ride for you, huh? One of those trades? Yeah, man. It looks like you were in that for like an hour. Yeah, everything was pointing down though. Insane. What about that 4-hour? That 4-hour, did that have a top wick? Let me see something here. I thought it had a top. Yeah, there it is. Okay, cool. Yeah, good stuff, bro. Good stuff. Yeah, way to trust that 15-minute. Play that range really well. The candlesticks, very clean, very clean. Almost 90 minutes in the trade. Yep. Way to hold it though. You know, a lot of people are patient to get in, but not patient to stay in and stuff. So I took this trade right here. This is the one I took in pre-New York. It was just a little while ago. You had a 15-minute closure. I kept my stops really tight because I wasn't revenge trading, but I was trying to, work my loss back from Asian last night. So I kept a tight stop, and yeah, we pushed down very, very clean. So I ended up getting out of the trade down here, and yeah, I didn't recover all of my loss, but I definitely recovered most of it. I was down, I think it was 1,100. So I'm only down 368 now. So got some of the loss back, not fully recovered. So I'll probably just leave that account alone today and run the copy trader a little bit, see if we can catch a nice clean move on a bunch of accounts. Who else took that? Anyone else took that trade? Pretty clean, 15-minute made sense. I was only risking, I was keeping a tight stop loss on that. So everything was still open, like 30-minute, 1 hour, but the 4-hour was breaking the low. So that was what I was really excited about. So figured we'd give it a shot, and worked out well. It looked like we were going to continue down to fill that wick, and it worked. Current daily bearish or bullish, current one bearish. It's tough, it's tough to find that bias, you know what I mean, when it comes to those higher time frames. That's what we've been talking about a little bit, about how it's a little sketchy on the higher time frame. So I'm going to stick with the bearish bias right now for obvious reasons, because 4 hours moving, got a lot of momentum. I can see that 4-hour candle still with work to do, can finish filling that range there, coming down into these levels. So that's kind of my plan for the session. Yeah, we'll see what happens. No top wick on the 1 hour. 30-minute, is kind of in this little observation zone now. I want to take sells below here, but before I do that, would love to see a little bit of a pullback, something clean that we can maybe get to see something like this, right? And then just kind of have that range there. And from there, if we can get back below, that'd be awesome. Start taking more sells. If not that, then I think something like this would work here too. Let's say you get a bullish closure, probably won't take those buys there, just in a tough situation, choppy range there. Excuse me. But once we get this closure, I think that'll be fine. It'll start looking for buys back up. So that's kind of like my oopsies. That's kind of like my idea for the buys. Oopsies. That's kind of my idea for the buys, and the sells here. So we'll see what happens. What do you think about taking a win and not being able to take another trade after, even though it's a valid setup? Oh, so like you took a win and then you just hesitate to get in? It's probably a good thing. It's probably trying to say, it's probably because all of the years of you taking a good trade and then taking another one and giving back the profits. So believe it or not, it's probably working to help you. I'll be honest, man, 1 to 2 trades a day. I mean, that's really all you need in trading. I know a lot of people say you need like 5 trades, 10 trades. Got to go down to the 1 minute and just grab as many opportunities as you can. But I haven't really seen that be the case. I've also coached and watched hundreds of other traders succeed with 1 to 2 trades a day as well. So I think that's fine. I think there might be the universe trying to give you a little sign. But once you begin to trust the edge, and get consistently profitable, then I think, why not give it a go, right? Especially if it's going to be an A+ setup. If you can handle that, emotion, right, that comes with losing your profits on the day and not go into revenge trade, then, I don't think it's too bad. But it just depends on how much of a grip you have on your emotions, and how much control you have over them. Recovered the loss on Asian, but on ES. Okay, nice. Yeah, good job. Life journey, tough times. Yeah, there's a lot of them, man. There's been quite a few, but I've always been able to dance and laugh a bit in those tough times. So, I never really seen them as, they were tough. And there were times where the reality of it was there, but I've just always tried to keep a positive mindset. One thing I've always kept in the back of my mind was your girl's watching how you handle things. She's my wife today, but those are things I would tell myself, when it comes to moments of adversity and tough times, financially, and just, when you've just been running and you're just almost at the point of exhaustion. You're like, damn, when's this going to click for me? So, you go through those times, and my mentor would always tell me, Nick, those times will come. So I was well prepared, thank God, because I've had great mentorship in my life. But, my mentor would often tell me, the one that's going to succeed, right? The one that's going to hit the finish line eventually is the one that can stay composed during trials and stuff like that, right? The scripture says that the trials are just to test our quality. And I've always hung on to the idea of this too, right? This shall pass. So there's going to be tough times in life. There's going to be tough times in your journey. Doesn't matter if you're down 1 million, up 1 million, or right in the middle. Tough times will come. Life has seasons. But if you can stay optimistic through those moments, right, when others are going to break and quit, then you will eventually be rewarded for that. So I've always kept that in mind. Specifically, I can think of many tough times, you know what I mean? But that was always my thought process through that adversity. The scripture also talks about how every adversity comes attached with it the seed of an equal or even greater benefit, right, than you even thought. So I've also hung on to that, and I've also seen that play out in my life as well, where a lot of times, where things looked like they were just going left, all of a sudden things went right, and things worked out. And, you could look back, and I'm sure some of you guys can look back at it too. Some of the tough times in your life or moments in your life where you thought everything was over, if that hadn't happened, you wouldn't have met your wife or met your husband, or, you wouldn't have been there at the right time, or maybe you wouldn't have been on the stream, or, you can always look back and be like, man, I know that was a challenging time in my life, but if that didn't happen, sheesh, I might not be here. I might not have been married. I might not have had kids, right? So it's you really got to try and see that in the moment. And the ones that can do that the best are the ones that'll typically tend to keep a good head on their shoulders while they're moving through that journey, and then the rest usually quit. So, tough times are going to come, but how you handle them and perceive them is really up to you, and it makes the world of a difference. 70. Okay. Got 70% back from the Asian set. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I got just about that. 65, 70%, somewhere around there. Something like that. Yep. Where's Green? Yo, Daniel in the building. There he is. What up, Daniel? How are you, bro? My guy, one of my favorites. Yes, sir. Yep, it's all about how you perceive things. One of the best things I learned was perception. We could both be going through the same thing. We could both be, I should say, experiencing the same thing. But we could be, in a way, having two totally different experiences. So it's wild. Like, some of you guys think it's July 23rd. I think it's July 2nd. I can't prove you wrong. You can't prove me wrong. It just is what it is, right? It's perception. I'm just kidding. Needed those words? Yes, sir, brother. Yes, sir. We all need them here and there. Like I said, thank God that I had first-class mentorship coming up in the game as a young 20-year-old. I had a rich dad. If you guys have ever read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I got to live that book, and it's been such a blessing. My life has been so blessed because of that mentorship. And again, I was prepared. It's not that tough times weren't coming. My mentor prepared me for them, and just like I try and prepare you guys and, have you understand and perceive it, differently, right, than the rest, because most people quit, right? Most people quit not because they can't do it, because their perception, right, can't do it. So if you just kind of perceive things a little bit different, you can probably get some better outcomes and bounce back a lot quicker. All right, Goldie just melting. And Q melting here too. Sheesh. Yeah, would have loved to take this sell here on NQ if this had a top wick. That was all ours right there. That was ours. Would have been perfect though. Didn't really need much of a top wick either. Probably back in the range. Would have been good to go. Nice clean traffic to the left. But let's see what happens with the 9 a.m. candle. We'll see what happens. Right now we're pushing down. Maybe we'll get pullbacks at 9 and be able to capitalize on those, or maybe we wait for 10 and see if we can catch the maybe continuation of the trend here. Would I say NQ's daily target has been tapped? Let's take a look. Yeah, you know what? Right about now. So that was the support in which I wanted to see price come down into. We're tapping it on the 4 hour. 1 hour still has some room to go. So yeah. Any sort of like fades or inverted celeries down here will be pretty good. Where did my toolbox go? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Got it. All right, we'll see what happens. Feelings of doing too much. Yeah, sometimes I go, anytime I feel like I'm doing too much like that, I go back to Neville, and I hear Neville go, it's effortless, delusion, detachment. And for some reason, that just kind of helps me settle back into, just letting system, just coasting, you know what I mean, with the system and with the routines and everything that I have lined up in my life to prepare me to be successful, you know what I mean? So I just kind of lean back on those, not try and do too much on it, and, get back to a little bit of a state of delusion, and say, hey, you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I do. Everything is already here. It's already happening. So, stuff like that. And then when I'm not doing enough, I usually have to just kind of just sit down for a moment and say, hey, am I off my routines? Am I off my daily habits that are going to push me and continue to push me towards success? And, I have to just settle down for a moment, take a minute and say, all right, yeah, you know what? I haven't gone to the gym in 2 days, or I ate like crap, yesterday, or, I didn't stick to my diet or whatever it is. Right. And I just gotta, just get back to it. I try not to let too much time go by, because if you let too much time go by, it becomes the new normal, So I heard one guy say, he said, man, if you're going to miss a workout, never miss 2 in a row. And I can't say I've lived up to that, but I try and kind of follow that idea of it's okay to miss. We're human. It's okay to be a little inconsistent at times, and when I say inconsistent, I mean, who's ever seen that image of the cups? You ever seen it where it was one cup that was full, one cup that was half full, one cup that was full like this, right? And like that. And it was saying that this is what consistency looks like, right? Not every day is going to be boom, 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 like just full force, right? I think a lot of people think that if they're not doing it like that, right, then they're not doing it. And that's just not the case, right? Not everyone is 100% all the time. It's made up, right? So this right here is probably better than this, right? Most people will attempt to do this, fail, and then just never do anything else. I'd rather be the guy that's going to stay consistent. I might not have as much effort every single day, or, do it at the top level all the time, but I want to get close to that every day. And, sometimes you're going to be a little tired or weary, or things are going to get in the way. You're going to have kids or your job or whatever it is, right? That kind of gets in the way, and maybe you can't do a gym workout, but maybe you can do some push-ups at the house on this day, right? And, stuff like that. So it's what can you do to stay on track? And I like to look at things like that too, especially if I'm a little off. I got to make sure I know, hey, dude, it's okay. You don't have to be 100 all the time, right? It's okay if, one day is just a little, lighter than another. It's not the end of the world, but the main thing is the consistency of doing it. So usually if I'm off track for a day or two, I got to snap back into reality quick. I don't let too much time go by, and then I make moves. Slight moves, by the way. Little moves. Little insignificant moves that really don't even look like they're making a difference, but they get you back on track and back in the rhythm. See Melly, we birdied again yesterday. Let's go. Couple pars. I ran through about, I don't know if it was 12 or 13 holes yesterday, and then all of a sudden I just ran right into the back of 3 foursomes. I'm like, nah, not happening. So I just turned around and left. Said, not a chance. There was a little tournament going on or something over there. I was like, hey, boys, can I get in front of you? Just play through. And he's like, hey, there's 2 other foursomes right in front of us. We're all playing together. I'm like, all right, basically, that's the back 9, so I'm out of here. But we had a little birdie. I haven't birdied in probably 3 months, and then the last 2 rounds, birdied twice. Just missed eagle. Just missed an eagle. Yeah, it was a tap-in birdie, too. I was like, wow, okay. That birdie in New York, yo. Birdie on par 3s, there's just something that hits different about that. Man. There's just something about off the tee box, just dropping that on the green. And then sweeping that up for birdie. Like, what? That's crazy. How's gold looking? You're looking at it. You're looking at it. So we're trying to wait for some pullbacks here. We got no top wick, so the fade might be showing up here any minute as well. So we got 9 o'clock coming. This is going to be the close of the 8 a.m. candle, and we will see where we're at from there. But so far, we've been moving down, and probably going to want to see a retracement here. The Strata clubs? Hey, man. I'll be messing with my Strata clubs. Strata? I don't know what it is, but yeah, I think next year, Austin. I think next year. All right, Daniel, have a great day, brother. Amazing to see you as always, G. By the way, yo, your mom's putting in that work, and I see her in the chat. I love that. You gotta love a mother-son. You know, there's so many mother-sons and dad and sons in this community. It's epic, man. I love seeing that. I wish I wish I could have done something like that with my dad, man. So if you guys are doing that, man, you should be pumped. What up, Spidey? How you doing? Great to see you. I could tell. Mom putting in that work, bro. It's crazy. Love it. My mom's like, you'll have to teach me that trading stuff. I don't really understand anything about it. I'm like, Mom, I don't know. Just stay over there. You're good. We literally bought the top. Yeah. Pretty epic. And we literally we got tapped in by a pip. Like, the entry was like right there. Yeah, that was crazy. If my mom was in the chat, I'd block her. I agree. He said, I'd rather go back to work than teach my mom how to use this app. Yeah. Man, when my dad passed away, he barely even knew how to use Google. I'm like, I would tell this guy for years, you got to get with it, bro. I mean, you got to at least know simple, basic Google skills. You know? I mean, you could go in and ask it anything. All right, well, there's our almost no bottom wick. So gold's going to close. Yeah, gold closed, no bottom wick here. 15-minute looks pretty good. I mean, I'm not looking for sells. I'm really looking for possible pullbacks. So if we keep melting, then, you know, I got nothing on this. But if we can pull back, right, if we could do something like this, I might be interested in taking the buys, right, to move back up into 40.81 here. If we can't get that buy, then I'll look for that pullback to 40.81 and then look for resistance, right? Let's say we just happen to get like candles like this, right, where they're too big for us to, you know, kind of look at. We can look for 15-minute structure like this. So you would have your 9 a.m. candle, right, opens up right now, which is going to be this guy here, 9 a.m. You'll have 9:15 and then possibly 9:30 and then 9:45 we possibly come down. So that works. You might also get, you know, one less bullish candle, right? And maybe this would work too. Some sort of a bearish closure at 9:15, right, to lead us into 9:30. That also works as well. So yeah, but I'll see if we can maybe get the counter trend idea going if we have a good setup. So in order for that to happen, we need to see gold push down a little bit more and then come back up and close you know, bullish, like inverted celery type of play. Yeah, perfect. Just like that. If we can come back up here now and close something like this, that'll be great. That will be great. Johnny Gems, how you doing?
Yo, my man, Mr. Top G, what's up, brother?
What's up? What's up?
Let's get it. Yes, sir. We up, baby. Life's bullish.
Yes, sir. When you coming back to Florida, dude? Like that view's just getting boring now.
I told you.
Like,
First
what
week
are
of
you
August,
doing?
I'm back, bro. I told
Let's
you.
go.
Already. First week of August, I'm back there.
All right.
Yep. I got something to do here next week, and then I'm out. So I'm excited to get back, though. Yep.
Sounds good. Sounds
I'm feeling good, though. You know, blessed and highly favored, ready to have a good day today. One goal, follow the plan. And yeah, what's up, chat? How's everyone doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What's up, Nick? How you feeling, brother?
Phenomenal.
Let's get it. That's all I like to hear.
Fantastic. What's
That's
up,
why
Garrett?
Gareth,
Yo,
what's up,
guys, how you doing?
Incredible, brother. You?
Amazing.
Feeling good, feeling good.
Feeling good, like I should.
Hey.
All right, let's get Johnny Gems. Let's get the
go.
man Garrett.
Let's get it. We're here.
Welcome
What up,
in,
chat?
boys? Kasim, I see you, big dog. I see you.
Yo,
All right.
Kasim, what's up, brother?
Yeah. He's got the purple lights going. Let's get it. What up, Positive Mind? What up, DJ Scratchers?
Get it.
What's good? What's good? What up,
What
Adrian?
up, squad?
How you feeling, brother? Good to see y'all. Rich Liz in the house, always. Always.
Always. With that
All
sick garage.
Yeah, right.
Let's go. Yeah,
He's
Q, I
got my
miss him too, bro.
Dream garage right there.
Facts, bro.
Oh, what was that, John?
I miss Nick too, man. I can't wait to get back to Florida and play some golf every week.
Hey.
And not
little
not
golf.
stop on hole 13 though.
Yeah, I was like,
push
damn,
it.
there's no way I'm sitting around here for all these guys.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't either if I was Dolo.
All right, that's that 4 hour now, filling the rest of the range, I think, here. So if we can get a tap into that support, which I think we did, yeah. And that's our low on our inverted celery if we can get it. So we'll see.
If this 4 hour just bleeds through this support being this overextended, that'd be crazy.
Bro, this whole daily candle's been wild. So you guys have watched more than me. So what do you guys think?
Oh man.
Yeah. We did anticipate the London 4 hour that closed bearish, but we just couldn't catch any trades just
This one
because
here.
that 4 hour that 4 hour
Yeah.
previous candle closed bullish, but daily's at target, so kind of anticipating buyers to get faked in on that 4 hour candle made a lot of sense, but there was just no real entries there. It just kind of ranged.
Yeah, it did.
And just dropped.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean that daily candle we seen in Asian looked like it was about a juice.
Bro.
It's like the uncertainty of the markets is real.
Daily candle. This daily candle, I haven't seen one like this in a while, to be honest. Like, this one's been pretty wild, man. Like, we came down, we broke the lows right on the open. Came down here. Then we came up, broke the highs, went back down, re-broke the highs. That's where we got entered in. And then came down and broke the lows, and now broke them again, and now just continue to push through. So it's been quite the candle here on the daily. And that's I mean, look at the range that we're in on the daily chart. I mean, this is disgusting, right? I mean, this doesn't look that good at all. So it's no wonder why price is chopping around a bit. Especially this part from pretty much from here. Just a lot of chop.
Yeah, not the best.
A lot of chop.
There's one thing true about the markets, it's that anything could happen, literally. And that daily candle was looking good to push up. As it was about to break the high, now it's pushing down. About to break the
Bro,
break. broke
They
into
grabbed
those.
the pack. That was amazing. Honestly, yes, in Asian, that looks so good. Like this is what the daily candle did in Asian, right? We grabbed the pack, we came up, right? Basically, we were about to break those highs. And then the 4 hour was moving bearish, right? And then this. So, and then the 1 hour celery, you know what I mean? So it's like 1 hour closes bullish. You get that bearish closure as well, right? You got a little celery play, entry on the break of the highs. Or actually, we wanted the entry on the break of the highs, but the candle moved up a little bit, you know? And you know what? Looking back, gang, anyone who is an Asian, looking back, that was our tap of that 30-minute resistance. You know, we basically, that was the sign of us rejecting that resistance and then moving back down. So although, you know, we still kept that bullish bias, I think that right there gave us a little clue to maybe, you know, stay out and not get in on the after the bottom wick was formed, but wait for a closure above that 30. That's my synopsis, so to speak, on yesterday's trade a little bit, and why it could have gone against us is kind of those outside of this daily freaking candle that who knows what's going on with. I think that 30-minute, you know, stopped us there. So I mean, daily, right? 4 hour, 1 hour. I mean, you got to pull the trigger there. So high volume time.
I definitely agree with that. Definitely. Yeah. And I think it shows signs, too, like,
you know, so if it popped up first with no bottom wick and then there's a 30 resistance there, that's probably your sign, you know, to kind of wait.
I think too, like, it's a sign, like, as scalpers, we need to be patient with the lower time frames. You know, I think we need to be more patient with the lower time frames than the higher time frames, just as scalpers though, right? Like, you know, I think that could be another sign from it. Like, how do we use the 15-30-minute levels there and just have them there to keep us safe? We are more patient with the lower time frame, you know, entries and setups, and, you know, more patient with the higher time frames playing out, as, you know, they're higher time frames, so they may take some high times to play out. That makes sense, right?
Yes, sir. Heavily up in your position size to pass accounts quicker. I mean, you know, if you have a budget, I mean, think about it. Like, let's say, for instance, like these 100K accounts with Top Step are $100, right? So if you have a budget, right? Let's say you set aside a budget for, I don't know, maybe $1,000, right? Well, now you can actually up the size, because anytime I get combines, I'm waiting for a high probability setup and risking my entire account, right, on that trade. But what I'm really risking, right, I'm not risking $100,000 account, right? Let's snap back to reality and let's realize, you know what, we're only risking $100, right? Like, even if you gave the trade 2 shots, you know, like, and risked half of your account per trade. And again, this is only if you have a budget. This is not if you can't afford new accounts and stuff like that. You have to really work the one that you have. But the way I see prop firms is it's a business, right? So you invest into that business, let's say $1,000, and that gives me what, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? That gives me 10 shots to go. I know that I can get a payout for way more than $1,000 when I put together a nice run. So let's say I have $1,000 as my budget here for prop firm accounts. So I will risk, right? That means it's $100 each. So I will risk that $100, right? When I'm taking a good A+ setup. So, and if what'll happen is I'll try and secure. A lot of times you have a consistency rule. So I'll secure whatever it is. If it's 50% consistency, like it is with these guys, then I'll just secure that 3K, right? And I'll risk very high, secure the 3K and get out, and then look for another good trade the following day, or, the following days to secure that other 3K. And I'm able to do that pretty well. I don't really blow that many accounts in attempt to do this. So let's just say it took me 5 of them, right? $500, 5 accounts. So now I got, I'm $500 invested, right? And then I pay the activation fees or whatever. So let's say I'm all in now for, I don't know, $650 or something. So now I'm going to go ahead and work a payout, right? I'm going to get those XFAs. And what I'm going to do now is when I get to the live account or the XFA or whatever you want to call it, that's where I'm going to get a little bit more professional now. I'm going to size back down, right? Size down, start trading it valid, right? Like not risky anymore. And I'm going to work myself up to a payout, right? So usually, take payouts at like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 in profit on the account. And now I know, okay, I got my 650 back, right? Let's say I make $3,000, right? 3K, I got my 650 back. I'm in profit, and I can do that over and over and over again. So a lot of people get too caught up in, the funded account and say, oh my God, I'm a loser. I don't know what to do. I blew my account. It's like, it's not that big of a deal, right? You just got to see things as an ROI perspective. If you're trading your live account, you're probably looking at more of a compound effect. But man, prop firms is an ROI game, AKA, if you don't know what that means, return on investment. So what's the investment and what's the return? And then rinse and repeat all day long. This is how I became profitable in prop firms. This is how I became a profitable trader. And then I started trading live again later. But yeah, I mean, this is the best way to do it, especially if you're young in the game and you don't have a lot of experience, you don't have a lot of capital, right, for your own funded account. This is the way to go. Take a couple $100 and look for good setups, and then, get an ROI on it all. Yeah, sounds good. Bands counted up. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
Bands counted up. What up, brother? Yeah, good plan.
So many people get so caught up. They try and hold these funded accounts forever. Me, and then after I get my first payout, I don't even mind if I blow it. Like, obviously, I'm not intentionally going to try and blow it, but I will risk, right? Heavy again after that first payout and that ROI is secured. I'll go ahead and risk again in hopes to maybe get another big payout, 5 days later or something. So that's how I treat it. But again, you got to have a budget. You got to plan it properly, and you really got to wait for good trades. No matter what, you still have to wait for good trades, so risking and having the budget and blah, 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 none of that is going to help unless you're actually, executing on good opportunities to where you're, progressing. So. Do I take evals? I do both. If I'm using Top Step, I like taking the evals because I can get them passed so fast, like doing what I just mentioned to you. But usually I do, I trade my own money, but usually I trade instant funded accounts like with TopOne and with TX3 Futures. I like their instant funded accounts. So I always say if you have the skill and you're doing well and you're putting green on the board pretty often, then go with the instant fundeds. If you are still working on your skill and whatnot, then it's probably best to just go like eval and use it for practice and, work on getting better. Dang, son. Blood in the streets.
Yeah, for real, bro. Need a Band-Aid.
Where's Rafi? Get the Band-Aids. I mean, this
Yo, where is Rafi?
NQ is the move here. If we had a top wick, this was going to be my trade of the day pretty much. We were so bearish. All we needed was that top wick, and I mean, we filled the range perfectly. I really wanted to let that run too till like down here. So, but that's going to happen as a trader. Everything's got to meet your criteria. So you can't go to the drawing board and say, all right, I'm only going to, execute off, when all the boxes are checked, and then, and then a day later execute without one of the boxes checked. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't work like that.
So much for consistency.
Yeah. That's like saying, hey, you know what? I got a diet. I'm gonna eat good grilled chicken for the rest of my life, and then all of a sudden here you are. You're eating donuts 2 days later at the birthday party, the random birthday party that happened at work. Oh, well, you know what? I guess since it's your birthday, it's just you have to be consistent.
100%.
Who's ever done that? You get to go on a clean diet. 2 days later, it's Stinky Breath Sally's birthday at the office, and they're bringing in a big cake for her. And now you're like, well, I was going to start a diet here this week, but, For Sally. We'll eat the cake. I mean, it's her birthday. Would I have taken 8:30 London? What time? 8:30. What time is that? 3:30? My time? This one here? 2:30. This one, you were at support, no wick. Did you say 15-minute time frame or 30? 15. I think it's 3:30, right? This one right here. Yeah, that's not bad actually. You had a nice clean closure. Everything closed below. I'm not sure what the 4-hour was like, but yeah, that looked pretty good. This one,
London open.
Talking about this one right here, right? I mean, it looks good in hindsight. I just don't know what was happening in the moment, what the 4-hour was. But yeah, the seller play definitely there.
We would have definitely took that in London if it was,
not much
super
of a
valid
top,
to the system.
Not much of a top wick, but still looks pretty good.
Gold closed, no bottom wick.
Oh wow.
No, this was NQ though, John.
Oh.
Yep. Goldie. Okay. Well, that's our first sign here. So let's see where we close. Is that 4-hour? 4-hour? No. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So just a random closure here. I'm not sure. Maybe here it is. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. We need support or something like that to form if we're gonna do anything with this. So we'll see how it goes.
Ideally, you'd want an inverted seller as well.
I know, that'd be awesome.
A support like this.
Yep. It might happen on the 30, which is kind of the main time frame I'm looking for. Donuts be looking like grilled chicken, right? Looking like a fresh watermelon. Is that a watermelon donut? Yeah, I'll take it.
Man, but what you were talking about before is so true. Like, you can follow your plan today, but if you don't follow it tomorrow, it doesn't even matter. Like,
literally.
if you're not going to be consistent, it doesn't matter what days you follow your plan. Honestly, it's not even going to work because the inconsistency is the real strategy more so than, being green or whatever, right? The strategy to make this system work is consistency. So the inconsistency, right, following it 3 times a week and then not following it the other 2 times a week, it's just never going to work, right? You're going to always mess up the probabilities. The system, right, the probabilities are within the system for the consistent traders, right? If you consistently follow the system for the next 100 trades, you'll experience 70 winners, 30 losses. But what if you don't follow it consistently? What if you follow it inconsistently? Now we're probably looking at like 60 winners and 60 losers.
Yep.
Most likely, right? And even if your probabilities go down from 70% win rate to 60% or 55%, that changes everything for you. And now you're most likely going to experience break even or red months, right? So it's like without that consistency, you'll never last. You'll never survive. So like that should be the main priority every day.
Happens right under your nose too, without you even realizing. It just happens. You go, why am I not winning? Right? And it's like you don't even realize the little insignificant things you're doing. Breaking the plan a couple times a week, getting caught in some trades that don't line up with the system. Little by little, it just chips away and, keeps you down in the depths of unprofitability. And we don't want to see you guys there.
Yep.
Yeah, you're welcome, Logan. Of course. Welcome back, man. What would I do if I have a lot of capital? I would, trade some of it. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. If I have a lot of capital,
invest that.
I mean, there's a lot of things. We talked all about financial literacy in Asian session last night. So a lot you can do with capital. That's one of the things that some of you guys are missing in these Asian sessions and London sessions, like just the conversations that go on. I've always wanted to be in the rooms where they were talking about, things like that. So like we talked all about financial literacy last night, some of my story with it, examples, things that, you should probably look to doing with your capital and your money. Like the Clubhouse is way more than just like a trading thing. We want to help you guys set up your future, set up yourselves, become the best version of yourself, understand what to do. Like we're preparing you to make money. So at the same time, we need to prepare you what to do with that money, right? Because anyone can make it. It's just who's going to be able to keep it and sustain it and grow it, right? And kind of put it in places that make sense. So, and then how do you do that if you're not the best version of yourself, right? So it's a combination, gang. It's not just get good at trading and, life is going to be great. You can have a great life, but there's multiple areas, that need to be covered and worked on in order for that to be the case. So we're trying to, at least be able to help you with trading, but most importantly, help you become the best version of you, right? So that way you can be anything that you want to be.
Facts, bro. Because someone who's managing money can build more wealth than someone who makes more money, right? Like you can make more money than me, but if I invest more money than you, in 10 years from now, I'm going to be in a better position, most likely because I've invested most of my money, you've spent it.
Exactly.
Right. So it didn't even matter that you made more, right? But yeah, I think the key is really living below your means, because when you live below your means, you'll experience a level of peace that you'll never experience if you live above your means. Right. And when you live below your means, you keep your expenses minimal and the same. And as well, you slowly increase your income, right? Especially if you're starting a venture, which most of us are. So when you keep your expenses the same and you slowly increase your income, now over time, you have all this leftover cash that what do you do with it? You invest it. And then you invest it and it makes you more money. Now you got your money working for you, right? So now you have more money over time rather than getting in debt and stuff. Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's a super key to financial literacy is living below your means. I think most people who build wealth will say the same.
Best part of these crazy markets, I know. Best part of the crazy markets is the conversations in the waiting of the hunt. It's a fact. It's a game of inches, only bands. That's right. All right, 6 minutes, I should say, and we have a closure on this 30-minute time frame. So we'll see what we do here. We're kind of observing this zone. I don't think there's much happening like where the candle wicked from, but this is kind of like a little observation zone I'm looking at. So I think if we can close above, we got a shot at an impulse entry. If not, then we might have to wait for structure or support or something like that.
Does look good. Sign up. Yeah, I love that the previous candle closed with like no bottom wick as well.
Yeah, that too. Yep.
Everything at support.
Yeah, 15 fake out possibly, 30 inverted celery. Yep, all looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Just give me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
All right. Chat, what's good? What's the go word, chat? Give it to me. Crazy price action today. What up, Moonchild? Yeah, I know, right? A little bleeder here, but I like the buys. I do if we get this closure. I think it's nice. We, nice bleeder. Would have been nice to get in those, but not, we create a clean range as well. So we can, look to mirror that move down, back up. What would you tell a person who has been struggling to be a profitable trader for multiple years? It's a great question. Well, I would tell them, don't quit. Keep on keeping on. What you input is what you output. I would say journal your trades, right? Get a mentor, learn from that mentor, apply what that mentor says. as you apply what your mentor says, journal what you're applying, right? Like journal your trades, your emotions, right? Use TradeSet, right? That as a platform to journal yourself as a trader. Review your data as a trader and how you've been performing. And then once you review that data, now you can now ask yourself, all right, what am I doing good? What am I not doing good? All right, let me identify what I'm not doing good. Now let me create solutions and trading rules to protect me from those mistakes and those bad habits. And now let me keep on moving forward, because like failure is a great thing. As long as you don't quit, right? Failure is a great thing because you can go through the same experience over and over and over again and learn a lesson over and over and over again. So that when you learn that lesson, you can go through that experience again, now better, right? And sharper. So that's what I would say, review your data and identify solutions and trading rules to protect you from that. And go from there, right? And just repeat that process. That's a good question, though. I really do. But yeah, and like you said, everyone's journey is a bit different as well. I think the quicker you apply the right habits, the right mindsets, the quicker you're going to get results, right? The longer you apply it, the longer you'll get results. And I think that determines your understanding and awareness of what you're applying as well. So you need to make sure that you understand what you're applying as well. So that's why it helps getting a mentor and learning from him and having a mentor help you and guide you through your journey. Right? Like here, you have mentorship through the live stream and through the course, right? So I would go through all of that stuff until I fully understand and I'm aware of what it is I'm doing and how to execute this strategy, right? If I'm not fully aware and fully understand of how to execute the strategy, then I know I'm not going to be that good yet. I know I need to continue to try to understand this and get it ingrained in my head. The better I understand it, the sooner I apply it, the quicker I'll get results. So if there's things you're struggling with, concepts you're struggling with, we got the trading course here, the TTE course, for you to go and review that stuff and study that stuff, right? So that when you come here, you can apply it easier. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions as well.
All right, we're hungry for a revenge trade here. Let's see what we could do.
Are you interested on this 30, or would you say
Yeah.
the 15's a bit overextended?
9:30, brother. I'm always interested. Always.
Yeah, true.
Especially if it looks like that.
Yeah.
9:30 is where I get aggressive. So obviously you guys know that by now. But yeah, if this closes up inverted celery, I'm in there. I'm not even gonna look at the 15 too much. I'm just gonna anticipate the pullback here at 9. Between 9 and 10, and yeah. Holy smokes! Stops are crazy.
Damn,
Stops will probably be
200.
back below the range for the most part. So hopefully, like, what we can get is a lower wick, right? So we get a lower wick first. That maybe we can kind of push up a little bit more here, but some sort of a lower wick that we can use for our stop, and then entry on the break of the highs here, something like that. I mean, why not? Why not, daily candle? Why not just go back up now? I mean, you've been up and down all day. It's been a seesaw. So why not, pop here? Why not now? Why not you? 15, yeah, 15 also closed no bottom wick and all that. So yeah, it looks pretty good to me.
No top wick,
Oh.
unfortunately. But 30-minute has one.
Let's see if we can get a low here. And if we can get a low, I like this. Let's take a look at that 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour looks great. We need a low. If we can get the low, I like it.
Yeah, man. You're not going to be concerned with that 15-minute, no top wick?
Nah, I just mentioned, like, I don't really mind the 15-minute
Okay.
at 9:30 like this, when the 1 hour and the 30 look like that. But definitely going to go lower on my size. Hard breach is going to be my stop loss. Why not? Why not? All right, let's see what happens here. If we can make a bottom wick, I think this will be perfecto. Just bottom wick here and then a break of the highs. So can't do anything without the bottom wick though. Especially with that 15. Maybe in like one of the all right, bottom wick.
Yeah.
Let's see if it will come.
Yeah, well, Smarts. The reason we're looking for the buys too in this like downtrend is because the downtrend is tapping into targets, right? Rejection levels. So if we're tapping into those levels of rejection, we could anticipate rejection based on high probability.
If the model presents 5 trades every single day and I took them, would it be called over trading? No, especially if it's not hurting you either and you're just trading based off of skill, then I mean that's what we're here to do. You know, so do you need 5 trades a day? Is it worth it? Probably not, but would that be considered over trading? No, that would just be considered trading your edge. But now you gotta go back and look and say, hey, what outcome does that produce, right? And not only just outcome on the desk, like what is it doing to me? You never know. Like you might be locking your kids out of the room. You know, you might be up after 1 or 2 trades, and now you're like, all right, you know, it's screw the kids, screw the wife, screw the dog. I'm staying in here all day, and that might be affecting other areas of your life. So that's just, you know, kind of how I would look at it. Is if you're executing off edge, you know, I mean that's what traders do. So yeah, I wouldn't consider it over trading. You know, if you know what you're doing. But what I found is like I very rarely find 5 trades a day. 5 good A+ trades.
I mean, I've taken 1 good trade so far this week.
NK, I did take one of them, which was up here. It was that breakout a little earlier. It's that one. Wanted to buy here, but never got a lower wick. Boom, boom. 15-minute got a little something on it. What are you talking about, John?
Does it?
Yeah, you gotta be optimistic.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It does.
930 inverted celery. You gotta be optimistic about it.
As well.
I know, bro.
30-minute lower wick.
Yeah,
it
we
looks
still need a low here though.
Lower wick, it looks great.
Yeah, you know what? Screw it. We don't need we got a little low there. Hey, sometimes with the celery, that's how it be. I wouldn't say here though, because we're too bearish at the moment. If we were in direction of trend, you know, it's probably a little bit more aggressive, but.
I also think too, like with the 5 trades a day, like you don't want to be on the charts too long as well, because you know we're trying to anticipate a move in an uncertain environment, right? I mean, I feel like it can be a little exhausting being here for several hours in a row. I think the sweet spot is a couple hours, you know, like between 2 to 4 hours. You can look for opportunity. You can map out a game plan. You don't have to be too exhausted with watching the markets move. You could focus on a certain set of ranges and focus on trading those ranges in that specific, you know, time period of a couple hours, and it won't be as draining, because trading is a game where less is more, right? So I feel like more times on the chart is going to be a little bit more draining to your psyche, and also like more risk on the line too. So less is more in everything. Less trading hours, less trading strategies, less risk, you know, less trades, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So this is a less is more type of game, man.
It is. I very rarely stay on the charts for like more than 3 hours at a time. It's like you want to chop it up into little windows.
Right. Like I like showing up for 3-4 hours here in New York session and calling it. Not doing too much and then coming back in Asian session for another 2 hours looking for moves then, when I'm, you know, have a nice little fresh break and had enjoyed my day before that.
5K live account, doing good. I want to scale my gains. What do you recommend? I hear you talking about XFAs. Yeah, I mean, those are funded accounts, so you could go that way. If you're just trading your 5K account really good, like you're saying, I would just compound that, you know, and maybe I would set you know, just like some kind of like levels of risk, and maybe say, hey, you know, it's at 5K now, and right now I'm using one contract, but when it gets to 7K, I'll do 2 contracts. When it gets to, you know, 10K, I'll do, you know, 4 contracts, right? And that's how you begin to size up and level up. So you're not doing anything different. You're just, you know, as your profit grows over here, like this, the money, right? As the profit grows, then over here, the contracts can grow. You know, the size, so to speak, the lot size or contract size, that can grow as well. So that's how I like to do it. I like my capital to grow with my contracts. So I don't want to just up my size because I want to. I want to earn the size. So this is what I like to call like earning your size through, you know, stacking more money in the account. So the more money you have, the bigger size you can use. And then let's say you take a 3K withdrawal or something right here, you know, and you go back to 7K, that's fine. Just go back to, you know, the other contract size to match it, you know, and then once you get it back to 10, right, then you go back up to 4, 15K, you know, run it up to, you know, so just earn your size all the way through is what I like to do. But XFAs are funded accounts, so I'm not sure if you want, that's a totally different direction in a way than the live. So I'm not sure if you want to go that route, or if you want to just keep building up your live account. Trading your live, there's nothing like trading your own money, by the way. So for everyone that, you know, was curious, there's nothing like trading your own capital. That's real trading. If you're newer and you lack capital, prop firms are your go-to. But once you've got it down and you've got skill and you've got capital, there's really not that much need for prop firms anymore. But they are helpful. They are handy, especially they helped me. They changed my whole life early on when I was able to secure some big payouts and, you know, get things rolling before I had the capital to work with. They were awesome. But once you have skill and capital, you don't need prop firms anymore. Best account from TopOne is probably, they have, if you buy, what are they called again, the elites? I mean, they're $19 each. If you have to buy 2 of them, and you can get them for $19 per account. So I personally, I think those are probably the best and most affordable accounts right now. I'm not sure how much they are. Yeah, I'm not sure how much they are without like the TTE code. I don't know, but I know that they're like $19 with it. So it just really depends on where you are in your journey. You know, like me early on, I struggled. Like when I first started trading, prop firms weren't that popular. So I would just put like $500 in an account, you know, and then blow it, and then try it again, you know, and blow it. And then maybe I was like, I'm learning a lot now. Let me put 1,000, you know. Meanwhile, I was borrowing it from like Anna or something, and then blew that, you know. So prop firms back then was nice because now for just a couple $100, I can go, you know, start to trade instead of, as you can see here, you know, $2,000 and blowing accounts. You know, typically that would happen like in a matter of, you know, 2 weeks or something. So you can save a lot of money working with the prop firms. And if you don't have the money right now to invest into a live, or if you don't have the skill set right now to be consistently profitable, I think the funding route's definitely a good way to go. Best accounts, yeah, I would say the TopOne accounts. Look into TX3. I just did a video on all 3 of their accounts that they have, so I would look into them as well. They, I've basically coached them on, you know, starting a prop firm. So, well, not starting one, but kind of getting into the futures side of things. So check that one out too. I explained all the accounts for you guys that had questions. It's right here, this one right here. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. You got 2 of them? Nice. I think it's 190. Yeah, so the activation fees, so although they're $19, the activation fees are like 190, yeah. TX3 Fund. Yeah. TX3. Why did I move from futures to from CFDs to futures? Mainly during the time that we made the shift was the whole like prop firm debacle scandal going on with all the prop firms in Forex shutting down and all that stuff. So yeah, we just decided to move over. We were looking for new funding companies like back in the day you had FTMO, you had My Forex Funds, you had what were the other ones, John?
The funded
trader. All those type of companies.
My funded forex.
So at that time, like some of those companies that we were using were like basically scamming us, and the companies got shut down. So at that point we were like, what should we do? So we heard about companies like Top Step and Apex, and we're like, all right, let's try them. So yeah, we just tried them, and then we realized, okay, their rules are better, the style of the funded accounts are better, it's a little easier to get paid, it's a little easier to pass, and then a couple things with futures, like you got very little slippage, very little spread, if any spread at all. So yeah, I mean, it just kind of made sense, and we just started rolling with it. All right, 1 hour coming back up here on NQ. Looking pretty good. Little 9:30 break of the lows. And the traders are getting better. That's the scary part now, is like traders are getting better, especially because they're not really trading anymore. They're just prop firm trading, so it's a little bit different, So a lot of these traders are catching on now, especially like a lot of young people, and just tearing these prop firms up. I mean, just last year alone, I think we pushed close to like $2.5 million in payout profits between just the people who posted about it in our team here. So you can imagine what's getting done out there. Robert, just depends on what your win rate looks like. If you have a very high win rate, it's easily done at 1R. Yeah, if you don't have a high win rate, then yeah, that's going to be tough. That's why people who don't have high win rates tend to go for bigger RR trades. Okay, 400 today. All right. Where's the Pasta Viking at? He's in Greece, man. Yeah, he's chilling. He's on a little vacay, I think. He's gonna come back looking all tan, like that picture from yesterday. Learning TradeOvate this weekend. All right, good. Yeah, it's not that complicated. Just for display purposes and stuff, it's a little awkward looking, but for trading, if you don't have to show your screen or present or draw or make sense of like the markets, I think just trading on TradeOvate is perfect. Easy.
Yeah, right. I've had any issues.
He's with the girl.
Both are high.
He's with the girl.
Yeah, that's why you wait for bottom wicks here.
Yeah, there's our bottom wick. Might get a little range on a 15-2. That wouldn't be bad. Maybe a little closure back above now. A 30 minute. So we'll see what happens with the second half of this 30-minute candle here. Sells, I think the sells are going to work best towards 81. So if we can get it here or basically anywhere above, right, would be perfect. But we don't have any pullback for a sell at the moment, outside of that wick. 15 minutes, not bad. The issue is, you're kind of pushing up on the 30 and you got no top wick here. 30-minute support right there. Yeah, I like a closure above here would be perfect. So it'd be like a 10 a.m. trade. And that 1 hour would also look good at that point too, something like this. We fill that wick and then push up towards 81.
Yeah, you'd have a 30-minute onion then as well.
Yeah, 30-minute bullish closure. Yeah, that'll make sense. Maybe, and basically what the 15 could do is just like a break and retest here or something, you know, and then boom, the buys play out.
Yeah, I like that now.
Henko trade? I've heard of them. I don't think I've ever used Henko though. Henko. Henko is a broker though, no? Not a prop firm. At least I don't think it's a prop firm. How much lots do you trade with? It just depends on which account I'm using and what my stop loss is. The percentage of the RR, I'm not sure what you're asking. Risk same percent or lot. I'm not sure what you mean by that. If you risk same percent or lot size. I'm not sure. If you can rewrite the question, that'll be better. That'll be better. But yeah, if you have like a 70, let's say you have a 70% win rate, and you're at like a 1R or something, that means that, every out of every 10 trades, you're going to win 7. Yeah. 8, 9, 10. So you'll lose 3. So yeah, you still be, even if you had the same RR for every trade, you'd still be profitable. Yeah. Let's say you risked $100 per trade, right? So you risk 100 every single trade. And then you win 70 of, let's say you win, let's say out of 100 trades, right? Like we talk about, you win 70. That's going to equal 7,000. Yeah, 7,000. You lose 30 of them, right? That'll equal 3,000. So you're left with a whopping 4,000. Yeah, so that would still be profitable if you did it. If you did it strictly that way, you'd still be profitable there. Yeah. Still be profitable. It's just most people can't stick to that. They don't actually do that. They, mess it up here and there, and they say they do it, but they don't.
Facts, dude. I think what that question was asking was basically like, do you risk based off percentage base or fixed lots?
Oh, do I do that?
Yeah, I think that's what the question was asking.
Neither actually. I look at a trade and I just size up by the look of it. So I'll look at, I don't really have a set. I used to have a strict lot size, or I would risk percentage base, but I'm beyond that point now in my experience. I can flow with the market. So I just look at the trade in front of me. Just like if you were going to look at a sports bet or something, and the way it looks and the probability of it determines how much money I want to throw on it. So I really actually don't look at things like that anymore. I used to a couple years ago, but I think experience has kind of helped me navigate the conditions of the market and pick and choose, what size risk I want to go with. So, I have a couple little sizes that I would consider high, low, and then, kind of medium. I took trades in New York session, live streams mid-May still. Let's take a look at mid-May. Let's take a look. Mid-May. May. I can't believe it's the end of July.
Right.
That's crazy.
Hey, where does the time go?
Seriously. Monthly review coming up here.
Yes, sir. All right, cool. We got a nice little rejection out of there. That looks pretty good. Let's see here. Mid-May, New York session. I don't quite see how that could be possible, my friend. Oh, actually, let me see. New York. New York, New York. Yeah, I mean, we lost 3 trades in New York session. So I don't think that's the big thing holding you back. I think it could be something else. Let's see how many wins. New York sesh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you must have like the opposite RR of me, right? Because if I won 8 and lost 3 or 4, I forgot what I said, then yeah, you should be good. Should be good. Definitely discretionary, 100%. And that's my toughest job as a educator and as a live trading education, is that at the end of the day, there's going to be some things that I do that make sense to me and not you, because you just don't have the discretion yet. You don't have the experience yet. You don't, have like the reps in, right, that I may have. So it's one of the toughest parts about being a live trading and educating, is that, that discretion almost can't be explained at times. It's just, I know, well, I don't. Well, I know you don't. You just started trading 6 months ago, right? But it's like, so it's tough. You know what I mean? It's tough to teach discretion. It's just got to come with time, and repetition. So if I ever do things and you guys are like, oh, it's kind of slightly breaking the plan, it's typically because I'm using my discretion there and I'm using my experience, right, to kind of, I don't want to say break the rule, but slightly bend it, I guess you can call it. But yeah, a lot of discretion. And that's what I mean about me looking at the trade and sizing into it based off of discretion, based off of what I'm looking at in front of me. I'll depend on whether I want to risk $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, whatever it is, right? And I'll just pick that number based off the look of the condition and what the market is presenting in front of me, and I'll go in from there. So, but I think in the beginning I did it, and I think everyone should do it. Try and stick to like a specific lot size or just a specific percentage risk, right? Just so you kind of get in the game. A lot of discretion just in life in general. You know what I mean? But my approach is typically system based. You know what I mean? I'm never, ever too far off the system. Even if I do use discretion, it's still like a fade or inverted celery. Like, it's still part of my collected data for the most part. Otherwise, I really don't act on it. Love prop firms, but I feel like evals are annoying.
What's your best tip to someone learning where to start with discretion?
Just start. You don't get discretion without starting. Discretion is basically experience and intuition in a way. So you just gotta go. You gotta follow the leader. If you have one, if you're lucky enough to like have someone that you can watch them, pick off their experience. I mean, that's what I've done with Raja. you know, I take inverted celeries and all that and impulse entries because I picked it off of Raja. You know, now it took me a little time to really define it, get used to taking it and when to take it and how to take it, right? But you know, I kind of benefited off of his discretion and his own intuition, where it kind of shortened my learning curve a little bit. So I was pretty fortunate, you know, to have someone that I could watch a little from time to time, and I watched, you know, I learned everything that guy was teaching. So yeah, it's a little bit of picking it up off the tail of your mentor or whoever you're following, and then it's also, you know, obviously your own reps that just, you know, chart time just can never be replaced, right? So
Nice. Yeah, good answer there.
oh, thank you, man. Actually, I wrote that one down on paper here, and me and Philippe came up with it.
We were had the question ready to go, the answer ready to go.
Yeah, it was written down, yeah, right there.
All right, hopefully it feels like no.
I wrote it just for you.
Chad, I got you. I'm sure some of y'all are wondering that one too.
The blooming onion. Is TradeSet gonna have? Is TX3 gonna have TradeSet? Yeah, they said they were trying to bring them on board and stuff. I think they're gonna try. They're trying to work with get wealth charts as well. So we'll see. I haven't used either of them, but I heard okay things about TradeSet, but I heard pretty good things about wealth charts. All right, nothing here. Glad we didn't waited on that wick, because this would have been trouble.
Nope. We really always thank ourselves for following our rules. Always.
A 5 minute though.
Can you guys see the 5 minute through my glasses?
TradeSet for free? Well, you know, it's interesting that you said that, because pretty soon we're gonna start doing some things in the clubhouse where you can earn stuff like that. You can earn funded accounts. You can earn one-on-one time with me and some of the other guys and all that. So yeah, that's gonna happen soon.
Clubhouse just getting started.
You can have opportunities to get coaches to review your trades one-on-one. You'll even have an opportunity, if your results and performance are good enough, to actually become an educator, a paid educator inside the clubhouse and all that. So a lot of good things coming. You can't spill too much.
I'll teach you. Teach you the 5 minute.
We'll teach you. Teach you 5.
Teach you the 5 minute through my glasses.
Like Luna said.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know about his brother. He be
Funny,
looking at the 5 minutes.
That's so funny. I've actually never taken a trade off the 5 minute. It's crazy. Yo, what up, Tommy? How long is since the clubhouse been open? The clubhouse been open since September 2024. Either September or October of 2024.
No bottom wick. All right, well,
good.
you know, we're here.
Crazy, man.
I know.
Gold has been crazy.
Scary hours. Yeah, gold's wilding right now.
Wait.
But I mean, we're still bearish, I guess, now with that new 4 hour. You got clean range. We're likely to get a top wick and all that. So, I mean, 4 hour close below.
You're right. Sheesh. That changes things up a bit here.
Yeah, I would expect a pullback here, though, for sure. What if I only take 1R trades on the playbook and break even trades? I wouldn't, you know what I mean? If you guys look at all my trades, they're all different. You know, some of them are 1R, some of them are half R, right? Some of them are 3R. Like I said, you know, you got to use that discretion, or at least follow my discretion on what to do. You know, this isn't like a cookie cutter 1R. I don't really think trading should be like that. You know, like a lot of times that doesn't make sense. Like 1R, like sometimes that's not that valid according to market structure. So I like to just look at the structure and move off of that. And like I said, sometimes, man, what if I take this, right, and let it run down? Even if I take partials here, right, that trade still becomes a pretty solid trade, way more than 1R. So my trades are always different. I don't have a one size fits all, and I don't think you should either. You know, you gotta base it off of market conditions, right? If we had the closure below here, well, we're clean all the way coming down. So I wouldn't close any partials until we got here, right? Now I can choose to put my stop up here or leave it there. That's up to you and how you want to manage it. But yeah, I mean, this would kind of be like an example of a trade that has a very high RR, or, you know, maybe there's other ones where we keep our stops higher than that, right? We want to keep them somewhere else, and the TPs and we're still closing 80% here, so that's going to be negative RR. But what I noticed is over time, over 100 trades, over 800 trades, right? I've fallen right about 1R using all this. So some trades are like this, some trades are like this, some trades are like this, but over 800 plus trades, I fall at 1R. And that's kind of where I want to be. That keeps me, you know, in good standings. But Gareth, I mean, you've had 0.4R, 0.5R, and it's still extremely profitable.
Yeah,
so,
I think it was 0.6 at the lowest.
0.6?
So far 2026, I've averaged over a 1R.
Yeah, and he still made money. You know what I mean? He was still able to walk away with payouts and be profitable and make, you know, bring money home. So you actually don't even need a 1R as long as you're taking good trades and managing them good. We talk a lot about the base hits, right? Sticking green on the board and, you know, getting a W trade in, right? So you can start compounding those profits. And yeah, so we see that a lot. So I wouldn't say you need a 1R. I would just say, again, trade in the zone. Trade in the zone, flow state. You know, you got to be able to move with the markets. So conditions are in front of you. It's our job to adapt to them. Nah, do I use smaller positions on the R? Nope. Unless the condition says like the trade isn't the greatest, then I'll go lower. But if not, I'll still keep, you know, good size on them. Buys after 9 o'clock. I think it was no bottom wick. 30-minute candle closed. Yeah, we wanted to get in off of the break of the highs here, but we had no bottom wick. Is it okay to have a sell stop below 44? Well, you know, price has been moving down for a while here, plus we closed without a bottom wick. So, you know, of course, price can continue melting, but normal markets create structure, right? So we might not be looking at a normal market today. We might just rip down and keep going. So that could work, but will it work most of the time? Probably not, because, you know, markets tend to need some sort of structure, right, to keep moving in a certain direction. So a lot of times you want to see a little bit of a pullback before sinking your teeth into, you know, the sells again, especially if your nearest level of resistance is basically up here, right? And then we're talking about entering down here, so that gets a little tough. And then if you lose that trade, now you know, man, I should have been waiting for that pullback. But who knows? You know, market can just keep ripping down today. Improves because you win high risk trades. Yeah, that's another skill. You know, knowing when to put high risk on a trade. Again, that's discretion, that's experience, that's intuition. That happens over time and repetition. So It definitely does improve, but it's because I know when to put it on, right? I don't just randomly put it on. I know when to put it on based off of, again, those conditions and my experience in the markets. The 1 hour. Look at the 1 hour. I mean, we got in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, right? We've got one bullish closure here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
For discretion, what do you mostly base your discretion on? The health of the candles, the price action speed? Not sure where to start. Yeah, great question. So definitely the candles, right? And the way they close, the way they open, the ranges. You guys know I'm big on candles and ranges, right? So if I see a closure, like for instance, that celery play, I would have been, or not the celery, the inverted celery, I would have been happy to take that. If we had a lower wick first, right, and then a break of the high because it's 9:30. Targets are tapping, certain levels, right? Daily hit its target. 30-minute close inverted celery, right? 15-minute, was kind of pushing back up to there. So mainly candles, volume, and ranges is what I look for. But then, there's a whole section in each one of those, right? Well, what do you look for in the candles and stuff like that? And then what about the ranges, right? So a little bit goes into it, but yeah, that's pretty much three most important parts. Is candlesticks, what they're looking like, aka the price action, the ranges, and then whether or not there's high volume or not in the market. You can get away with a lot when the volume is there, but at the same time, the setup's got to be there, the ranges have to be money. So going against the 4 hour, you get smoked. Any validation? Yeah, me too. Especially if we're going against the 4 hour like this, right? Let's say the 4 hour looks like this, and we're trying to take buys. So the way I would do it is, let's say the 4 hour is bearish, but see how we're tapping a target here? Boom, 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 boom. This is where you're going to have much more success going against that 4 hour, because even though it's bearish, it's kind of tapping a target. And a lot of times it will pull back at that point, and then that'll be a nice trade for you on the lower time frame. So I wouldn't go against the 4 hour too much, anywhere basically in here, right? But once we get down in that targeted area, that's where I would look to possibly go against it. And the other way I would go against it is here, right? So let's say that this kind of creates a structure on the lower time frame where price moved up, right? Kind of moves up like this. And then you have like a closure above a range or something. And now you can anticipate this top wick coming in on the next move up, right, on that bullish candle. But I really don't even like to do that too much anymore. I'd rather just wait for a fake out somewhere up here, wait for that wick to be in play, and then short it back down. So I'd rather take the shorts here. But yeah, the only time I really like counter trend trading is when we're in that target tapped area and using those target tap concepts. What up, Rafi? How you doing?
Yo, what up, Rafi?
Let's go, Tyler. Nice, bro.
My favorite morning walk, bro, was perfect out in the 60s.
I bet.
Yeah,
I
man.
bet. New York weather.
Oh, no. It's good.
When am I starting a hedge fund? I'm actually not going to start a hedge fund. So instead of the future traders of TTE kind of, you know, anticipate entering into a hedge fund, it's going to be more so they're going to be entering into this professional trader development program and system versus the hedge fund, because there's just so much that goes with the hedge fund, and I just don't want to get licenses and investors and do all that. So, you know, I've actually been spending a lot of time in prayer, really thinking about the future of the clubhouse and the members, and I think my best use and how people can use me best and my help, so to speak, is developing traders, not necessarily giving them capital to trade, but developing them and giving them the skills and the thought processes and, you know, things in the systems like that to make sure they maintain profitability throughout their career. So I think that's what I'm feeling more called to do. So we'll see. We'll see. Development. Yes. Yup. Goldie just moving. Yeah, man. Goldie's golden. Goldie's golden. Brand new to trading, can you kindly explain what a typical day looks like as far as when you trade, how you juggle setting the time aside with family and everything? Yeah, so trading, like we were talking, like John was saying earlier, from my experience, which is about 7 years now, I've come to the conclusion that less is more. Now, you don't want to just, you know, give it a second of your time, but I like to trade, and here's my trading hours, right? I wake up in the morning, and then, you know, probably around like 5 a.m. most days, and then but I get to the desk around 8 a.m. So this is where I kind of just do my own thing and do my morning routine, workout, you know, the whole morning routine stuff, and then I trade. So trading for me is trade from 8 to about 11. So from 8 to 11 a.m., that's when I'm trading. That's when I'm looking to trade. Usually I'm here with you guys too, and that's when I'll be hunting out trades, looking for opportunities to make some money in the market. After 11, I tend to work on just other businesses and ideas, and I do some coaching, right? And usually by 1 o'clock-ish, I'm done, right? So I would say that's from like, you know, 12 to 1, 11, 12 to 1, and then pretty much the day, you know? So now the day's in front of me, and I could basically do anything I want, you know? So every day is a little bit different, just depends. Usually everything's the same up until about 1 p.m. And then once 1 p.m. shows up, that's when it's time to just live life, go about my day, do hobbies, things that I enjoy, right? And then my next trading session starts at 8 p.m. And I'll trade from like 8 to 10:30 p.m. And then that's it. So see, notice how I'm not trading that much. My trading hours are right here from 8 to 11 a.m. and then 8 to 10:30 p.m. And that's it. Other than that, before I'm a day trader, I'm an entrepreneur. I have other stuff that I work on the day-to-day. I do some coaching as well with trading and just personal growth and development coaching with others. These are things I've been doing for a long time with the personal development stuff, long before I started trading, you know. So I do that, and then that's it. You know, 2 little windows here. I used to trade the London session a lot, not as much anymore, but those are my sessions right here. This is New York sesh, and then this is Asia. So that's what a typical day, you know, especially trading wise, looks like for me. Bro, you were right. It broke the low and it started moving up now. Yep, that's good. You know, we need that liquidity there. So that'll be good if we want to enter buys and stuff. Yeah, at 7. Yeah, sometimes I'll get in on the desk a little bit before. You know, I don't. It's not like it's not a job. You know what I mean? So it's not like I have to clock in at 8 and not a minute before and not a minute after and 11 o'clock, you got to be out by then, or, you know, I'm not waiting at the time thing to clock in and clock out. You know what I mean? I'm just living my life. So some days, you know, I'm at the desk a little earlier, and some days there'll be a trade presented, some days not. So
you gotta clock in.
yeah, I don't clock in. I'm clocked in. I just live life. You know, this is kind of my life.
Actually, we don't clock in, we lock in. So
True. You're welcome. So, you know, just in case someone tells you have to trade from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. to make money, I just want to show you that this is what I do, and I make a lot of money trading. So you don't have to do too much. Yeah, you're welcome. Put that on a shirt, the Big M.
great points, bro.
Put that on a shirt.
Great. Sell it in the merch, bro. That's the TT schedule.
Trading schedule.
The top G schedule.
I think we're onto something with that. You know, it's like art. You know, it's like some of those random paintings.
Yeah, right.
Dun, dun, dun. Man, everyone's using AI on the thumbnails now. I've seen Raja using the AI. I'm gonna use it.
AI is literally taking over.
Yeah, I got a new video dropping, gang. So talking about like my day, I did a little day in the life here. It's gonna drop at 11:45, so in a little over an hour. But this is when I upgraded my exhaust on my GT3 RS, and I basically just created like a 24-hour, 48-hour vlog where it just kind of took you guys with me a little bit. So it's, you know, just, it's nothing crazy. It's just something to put together. Just some raw stuff here. So yeah, it'll drop today. So go like it, go share it, go comment on it, and yeah, enjoy it. But it'll show you a little bit more of my life, you know, so that way you just you can kind of get a little behind the scenes versus just like an explanation. And I'll try and do more of them. We got another good vlog coming here from the New York meetup that's getting done right now. So that one's gonna be epic. But this is just me. I didn't have anyone filming me for that vlog, so I had to film everything myself. But for the New York trip, we had people filming, so that one's gonna be pretty dope. How much do I risk per trade? Nowadays, on like my live account, I'll risk like 5,000 to 10,000, sometimes a little bit more. Yeah, funded accounts, I try and keep it pretty low. I try and risk like maybe $1,000 max. But on my live account, yeah, pretty much like 5,000 to 10,000 per trade. I think most of my losses are probably around like 5 or 10. 5 or 10. Let's take a look. Yeah, so like 6,000, 12,000, 3,100, 9,000, 5,000, 11,000, 9,000. So yeah, roughly like anywhere between 5 and 10K. 5,000. So yeah, so pretty much you guys remember early in the year, I'm like, hey, I'm just tired of playing at the same level, and I just decided, right, that I was going to start risking instead of 2 to 3K. I was going to start risking 5 to 10K, you know, and I just decided I'm going to play at that level. So that means my losses are going to be bigger, but my winners are going to be bigger. And, you know, in the beginning, it's a bit intimidating because it's your own money, right, number one, and you're not used to really risking that much. But yeah, I just felt like I was at a point where I was ready to go to that next level, and I'm glad I'm glad I did do that, you know, looking back. So now now like a 12K loss is normal, you know, it's okay. I know I'll be able to get it back at some point. I'm not, you know, quaking over it. So that's what I mean about earning your size as well. So, you know, I trade a 6-figure account too. So it's not that much in reality, but in terms of dollars, you know, I haven't really risked that type of money in trading up until March of this year. So just decided to turn it up. And that's the cool part about life is when you decide to do something, you can do it. Right? You know, no one gave me permission to do that. Right? No one said, yes, I just decided to do it. Right? Now, look, if I would have took that first loss, Imagine I would have took a loss at like 8 grand and went back to my normal size. Like, nah, like take that loss and then get ready for a big winner. And then if you want to play at a certain level, the only thing to do is play at that level, right? So if I want to go from this level to this level, no, I don't need permission. I don't need a freaking fairy godparent to come down and tell me to do it. All I need to do is do it and stay at that level and continue playing there. So that's what I did. And yeah, usually my losses are like 5 to 10K. But why don't we do a fresh top-down analysis here just so we can kind of see what's up when it comes to what we're looking for at the moment. So daily candle obviously been all over the place. We broke the lows. We're heading down. You got daily support levels at 40.09. The 4-hour also closed pretty strong bearish, honestly, like, you know, below this range here. So you got a nice 4-hour closure. We're a bit overextended, obviously, but 4-hour can still move down here. 1 hour is overextended. That's really the time frame that I'm trying to get a pullback on, but we're not really doing that, you know what I mean? So there's also another level if we drop down to the 30-minute. This is kind of like the clean range that we have, right, between that zone. So the issue is we got no bottom wick, right? So I think if we can get maybe a pullback, something like this where we pop up, right, create resistance, and then maybe closure back below this zone here, then we're going to have some clean range, right, to move down if that 4-hour candle wants to go, right? So if you have a 30-minute closure now after structures formed below that range, and I think that's our shot to continue selling, all right, selling down here on that 4-hour candle. If not, then yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough if price just stays around there. So still pretty bearish for the most part. My only idea on the buy is the pullback, but again, we don't know where that pullback is going to go. That's going to be a true counter trend trade. So maybe if we can get the pullback first, create resistance, get a closure below support, have this as our confirmation candle here, and also our 4-hour top wick, and then we can, you know, look to execute right there. Next Marvel movie. Let's go. All right, just give me 1 minute, all right? I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
A setup tour? Oh, like you mean like a vlog going over like my office and all that? I could probably just make a video about that one.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I have 2 offices. I use an Alienware on this computer, and then I have a Mac computer upstairs. But yeah, give me 1 sec. I'll be right back, right? 1 moment.
What you got going on for the rest of the day, John?
Not much, man, actually. Probably hang out with Maddie and maybe hit the pool. I'm gonna go for a walk. I gotta finish up a workout. And yeah, I'm gonna go out to eat probably later. And that's really it. Then get ready for Asian session.
Fire. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
man. Yep. What about you, man? I know it's evening time, but
Yeah, no, it's sleep time after the session.
yeah, sleep time, dude. Yeah, it's like 11 o'clock
Yeah.
at night, right?
Yeah, 10:24. So once we jump off here, I'll go to bed, and then I'll get up for Asian.
Nice. Dude, I got like kind of the same schedule in a way. Trying to go to sleep
Yeah,
at
but
the same time.
Yeah, but you got that. Your block. So your block now, when you have like 9 hours between New York and Asian, I just use that to sleep
Right.
instead. But you got like the
I know.
you have to like go 4 hours sleep.
I know. Right in the middle of that 9-hour block, I gotta do stuff.
Yeah.
For sure. 2 a.m. I know. Did you have a good day today?
Yeah, bro, it was good. I was up. I went to the gym in between London and New York, and then in the morning what did I do this morning? Nothing really, bro.
Nice, bro. That's
Like,
good though.
the first block after
Asia.
after
Right?
Asian session,
Oh.
yeah, I just kind of like chilled out, had a look at a few of the trades I took this week, and then
Amazing.
yeah, That's
Bro,
about it.
when I think of a W day, I think of workout complete and trading session complete with discipline, right? I mean, so that's a W day right there.
No, facts. As long as I can look at my accounts and not be upset about any trades that I took,
Facts.
and I got a good pump, that's all I need, bro.
Facts, bro. Absolutely, man. Agreed. All right, trading accounts are still up. Awesome. Pump's feeling great. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice pump.
Yeah.
What about a round of golf, huh?
Yeah. That's just something to do, you know? I guess with the spare time.
Are you still going to the gym, Nick? I haven't heard you talk about it in a while.
Yeah, you should go in the morning.
Oh, fair. Or like morning routine. Sort of.
Yeah,
Is that when
usually
move to
kind of wake up, do the little morning routine, get ready, go to the gym, and then come back here and start, the day trading.
That's the way to do it.
Nice, dude. Great. With that mind and body right.
Yep. What size account have you production started to change much? Really like 50K. I mean, I started my account here with 50K and just have completely flipped it like 4 times over. So I think 50,000 is a good amount, like, to really start changing your life if you're trading well and doing what you're supposed to do on the markets. But I'd say even like 10K can start helping. For sure. I know John trades around like 10,000, right, on your account. So
Yep.
I mean, you could produce a couple $100 a day on that.
100%, right? Especially if you perform well, right? You could consistently do that.
Yeah, it just depends on what your goals are and how much you're willing to risk.
Yeah, your risk appetite on the kind. Yeah.
Yeah. Risk appetite.
10K, and you risk 10%.
Yep.
But you're a very good trader. You can make some serious money off a 10K account.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when we talk about percentages, I guess I risk like 5 to 10% on my live accounts. I guess we can kind of say that.
Depending on the trade, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do I like the buys? I like them. The issue is the 4-hour now, right? The closure below the range on the buys here. So we almost can't even get as aggressive as we would like because now, I mean, we're going to go against that 4-hour candle here. So that's the only issue where before we were looking for buys because we wanted to see this 4-hour candle tap target and pull back, right? But that didn't happen. So now candle closed strong and we closed below the range, So now this one, right? This one might just be making a top wick for price to break the low later and keep driving down. So that's where the issue now comes in with the buys is that kind of flipping my bias back to sells again now that 4-hour candle gave us what we needed. Either way, I think price in a little bit of a range. I don't mind maybe buys above on the closure. That's probably the only way I'll do it. But yeah, sells probably back in play here. Crazy daily candle. I use TradeOvate. Yeah, TradeOvate for a futures broker. Johnny Jams with some pizza yesterday, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, I just seen that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not like a nice pizza date, bro. The shawty in New York. Yep. It was good, man.
Nice.
Got some slices. That's something you can't do in Florida. You gotta go in the pizzeria in Florida, like, yo, let me get a pie. Nope. In Florida, not in New York, you can just go in there and you'd be like, let me get chicken parm, vodka, chicken bacon ranch, like, all different types of slices. So I took advantage of that.
Let me get a how you doing.
Yeah, I walked in there and the first thing I said, let me get how you doing. Now let me get the vodka.
Respect the schmear.
Sicilian. Yeah. The amount of slices they had at this place was crazy, as you know, Nick.
Yeah. With such huge size, doesn't the big money fluctuation make you a little emotional and stuff? Yeah. That's why I put my trade on, and I very, very rarely ever look at it when it's floating, because either way, right? If I'm floating 6K, 7K, I'm gonna want to close that. you know. And if I'm floating negative 6, 8K, 10K, I'm gonna get emotional there. So I actually try and never look at it. That's one of the main reasons I use the prop firm, because I take the same trade on the prop firm, and this one's fluctuating hundreds of dollars, while the other one's fluctuating thousands of dollars. So I just try and look at the $100 one, and that kind of helps me keep my emotions in check a little bit. Even when I'm not on stream, I don't even look at my live account floating in the trade. I always watch the funded account, because it's just easier on my psychology to watch that amount of money floating.
Do you still do that now?
Yeah. There was one time I looked over, it was like negative 12. I'm like, no. You know, it got me emotional. So like, nah. And same thing, you know, if I look over and I'm up $7,000, but I'm trying to get 12 grand out of it due to the structure of the market, I don't want to close early, you know what I mean, and sell myself short of a couple $1,000s. Like, you know, the difference of a couple grand is like, you know, my, you know, monthly bills and stuff like that too. So yeah.
With TradeOvate too, if you're using TradeOvate, like usually your P&L is gonna be like on the upper right
always
corner, right?
Staring at
it. But the chart is gonna be like in the big screen, you know. So what I try to do is I try to just like ignore what's going on in the upper right corner, my P&L. And I try to focus on the bigger screen picture, right, which is the charts. And I'm just like, let me look at the charts and not the P&L. And that usually always helps me, you know, keep up with following my plan. And, you know, that supports the charts and the logic, right, within the plan and in the charts. So it's like that saying goes, it's like trade the chart, not your heart, right? Or trade the chart, not your P&L. And, you know, that's what I try to do every day, like, and exercise that too every day, right? Like really forcefully try to do that. Block the P&L out if you have to.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I would even do that back in the day, like when we were using like MetaTrader 5. I would just execute on MT5 and I would just watch TradingView, because then I didn't have to see anything fluctuating. I didn't have to see any money moving, whether it was for me or against me. So yeah, I mean, everyone's gonna have some emotions. We're all human, but it's like, what can you do to combat it? What can you do to just kind of keep your eye off it and, you know, stay composed? So that's one of the little techniques that I do, is just trying to set the order and then just walk away or look at the other screen.
Yep.
Selling right now, are you cooked? I think you're cooked over time. Yeah, like if you just sell randomly and buy randomly, you might not be cooked here, but you'll surely be cooked over time. You know what I mean? If you trade that way. So I would try and get out of that habit. You know what I mean? Unless you have a good setup there according to your system, then you're cooked. Actually, you're cooked. You might not be cooked right here and now, but over time, that's not gonna work.
Bro, you're in the slow cooker, man. Get out of there.
It's heating up. The floor is lava. Yeah, you execute on MT5, watch TradingView. Yeah, that's what I used to do a lot.
That's good stuff.
Yep.
Really, whatever you gotta do, Chad. Watch the chart over anything else. The charts.
Yeah, I think so the buys aren't too bad, but you're gonna need a bearish closure and then a bullish one, and that's it. You know, if we can get that, I'll look to execute a trade here. If not, then I'll probably just carry on with my day. Sells below look pretty good too. Sells here is a bit tough because you don't know, right? That 4-hour candle can pop, so you really want to see the low. You see how we have the 4-hour candle surrounded, how there's a high here, all right, and a low there. So anything in between, right, within this overall range could just fluctuate and consolidate. So if the 4-hour candle doesn't pick a direction by breaking a high or breaking a low, then typically it will just remain where it is and just kind of fluctuate up and down, up and down. And what that will look like on a lower time frame, like the 15 and 30, is just simply consolidation. You know, you're starting to see it now on the 15-minute. You just have a range. So yeah, you can sell from the top or buy from the bottom, but just know that the 4-hour has really no direction in here. It's just fluctuating. So highs are sitting here, lows are sitting there. Ideally, a breakout in this case would be best. So one of the things I teach is, if you're in a trending market, right, or a ranging market, it's going to be a little bit of a different approach. So if you're in this ranging market, you're going to want to see like breakouts, celeries or even range 2, like break and retest. But if you're in the trend, this is where we can probably sell from the top, right? Or sell from the top or buy from the bottom. But we're really not trending right now. We just kind of rallied down and now we're ranging. So this is where you probably want to wait for a break out of that range, and then, you know, that's when the next move should come. So what trades have you guys taken, chat? Have you guys taken any trades in the New York session since we've been on? What have you guys done?
Nothing for me.
Yo, Kush, what's good? What's my thoughts on hedge orders? Like what, buying and then selling? I really have no thoughts, to be honest. I've never really done that. I'm not sure how it works. Or... It sounds confusing though. It sounds like someone doesn't know whether price is going to go up or down, you know, so they just like hedge it. So I don't know. I don't think that's going to be a good long-term plan, but hey, I'm sure someone's profitable with it. Is it good to take playbook setups if it shows up during lower volume times? You can, yeah. You just got to ask yourself, hey, is it worth it? You know, is it worth it right here and right now? And if you do, I would just maybe lower the size on those trades. And look, I mean, the best way to learn is to act, you know what I mean? So why not just, here's what I did. I just threw a whole bunch of mud on the board and see what was sticking, right? So I took the playbook setups every time they showed up when I was a beginner. And then I started realizing, okay, they work better during the high volume times. They don't work as good during the low times. Like they work good during the session opens. They don't work that good in the, you know, so you feel things out, right, as you go along, but you got to just, you know, act, you know what I mean, and apply, and don't be afraid to fail. You know, the one thing about me is I'm just not afraid to fail and learn things in that process. So I would just, if I were you, I would execute every playbook setup that shows up and keep a log, you know, keep a data log. And, you know, after 20, 30, 40 trades, go study that log and then see, hey, is there anything that's common, right? Are most of my winners happening at certain times and most of my losers, right? And then you look into that and you go, okay, you know, higher times of volume tends to bring the winners. Lower time frame kind of lowers my lower volume kind of lowers my probabilities, and then you begin to shift things, right? You go, all right, you know what? I won't take these ones anymore, but if it has this, right? So it's all about gaining experience, and the only way to do that is to apply it and not being afraid to fail in the here and now, knowing that failure is going to just set you up for experience, you know what I mean, in the near future. So why doesn't everyone do that until the end of the year? Right? Just do it so that way you can get a read on what works, what doesn't, instead of trying to guess all the time. Let's see. Nothing? You guys didn't take any trades?
Bro, I heard about what happened with you, bro. In Asian, that's freaking crazy.
I know. Insane, right?
It will W.
NQ's a no-go here because you never close below that range. So I got no sells yet on NASDAQ. But below that is all clean traffic to the left. Especially on the 15-minute. Looks excellent. Look at that. But you got to get below there. See how we never close below? And then look, liquidity pop up here. So yeah, just a little closure would be good. Something like this would work. Even this candle. Yeah, I like the sells on the NASDAQ here. So we'll see if we can get them. All right, this is my last 20 minutes, I'd say. So if we don't get anything within the next like 2 15-minute candles, I'll probably call it a day. Just that one 7 a.m. trade or whatever, 7:30. I think, yeah, 7 a.m., 7:30 trade. So that's it for me. But let's see if we can get one last one in. I've been trading my live account, but I can't find a detached size. Emotions are just flowing. You haven't gone low enough yet. Go lower.
Yep.
How low can you go? How about this? Start up from the bottom. Instead of trying to work from the bottom down, start from the bottom. So go ahead and risk like $10 on your next trade. See if that gets you emotional. If that doesn't, then go to 20, and then to 50, and then 100, and then wherever you start quaking, that's where you stop.
That's great advice, man. Great advice. Yeah. And to add on to it too, like focus on performance over profits. And as you focus on performance over profits, and obviously journal your trades, right? As you just focus on performance and you're journaling your trades, your journaling is going to be like, yo, you're performing great. And that will naturally produce confidence where you're just naturally going to want to increase your size as well, because the data says to, right? The data is like, yo, you're winning 70-80% of the time, right? So why not size up a bit, right? But yeah, exactly. I think facts, everything Nick said as well on top of what I said.
Yep.
Great tips there. It's not just easy to be like, all right, I'm about to put $500 on this trade. Like the data says so, right? It's easy when the data is like, yo, you have great results on this setup. All right, bet. Let's put $500.
Get confident.
Yep. Now it's easy to be confident, right? So that confidence is super important. You cannot have confidence as a trader unless you have data that produces it. So that's all going to help you along. But that takes time, you know. That's going to take a little time. Give yourself time in your journey to perform great, and then that will naturally produce confidence. So that's what's to come for you if you just perform good.
Yes, sir. NQ might be given that. Let's take a look. Yeah, I like the closure below here. That looks great. 2 minutes and 22 seconds on the clock. So maybe we can get the closure here, fill the range, and that would probably be the extent of the move for me. Kind of got a 4 hour at support, so I don't want to get too greedy. Too greedy. Do we need range 2 breakouts for the buys? Yeah, we can certainly use them. I think if you can get a bearish closure though, I think that will be fine too. So like one more bearish closure here to create support, you know, and then if you can get that next candle to close above, I think that'll do it. We'll be re-breaking the 4 hour high again, and yeah, I think that should be good right there. Nice little push up there. Nice little push. I was waiting for the 30-minute pre-New York, but the 15 ran. Oh yeah, that was up there, right? Yeah, 30 never closed below, at least before I got activated. So yeah, that's true. Yeah, I just ended up going, what was it? Yeah, that candle had like almost no top wick on it, so I ended up closing pretty much right near that wick fill. This guy right.
It's right there.
Yeah, glad I did too, because I would have hit break even. See, could have been greedy there. Could have been greedy. But I seen this over here to the left, and I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna hold for that whole wick fill. Closed up there, and yeah, would have hit break even. All right, let's see our closure here on NQ. This actually doesn't look too bad at all. Trying not to move too much here. All right, yeah, not bad. What do you say we sample size this?
Let's do it.
Yeah? Okay, cool. Let's see if we can get a good top wick on this candle. And then I'm going to have a sell stop on the break of the lows here. Let's take a look at the stops up here. About $1.60. Yeah, see how we do.
Clean.
What's the
clean to the left?
Johnny, what's the right NQ1 for trade event.
Let me look real
It's
quick.
like U20.
MNQU6.
Yeah,
U6. Cool.
Yep. MNQU6. And remember, one lot on NQ is worth 2.
Yep.
So gold, one lot or one MGC on gold is $1. One MGC, or I'm sorry, one MNQ is $2.
See if we can get something better than this, because this is gonna have to be our stop. I'm probably not gonna keep stops way up there, so I'm trying to keep like a 70 pip stop. So if we could break that high again, create a little bit of a steeper top wick, and then I'll have a sell stop on the break of the low. My stops on NQ will be somewhere back like 70 pips ish, like 28,700 there. Nice trade last night in Asian, right? I mean, on NQ.
Definitely.
We ended
Really
up
nice
moving,
sell.
we ended up not stopping. Actually, just kept moving down.
That was super clean.
That was up here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what a move.
Yeah, yep, that's where it was. Clean. Right at 9 p.m.
Filled the
too.
whole range.
Heart of Asian volume. Yeah, Kush, yeah, for journaling, we have a couple different things you can use for journaling. One of them is the spreadsheet. It's a free Excel spreadsheet on Google Sheets that you can use. You know, we'll track everything you need to really track and journal about your trade setups. The other thing we use, which is a bit better, is TradeSet. I prefer TradeSet. I recommend TradeSet, but those are 2 ways you could journal your trades, right? And within those journals, you'll be able to journal everything important about the trade. It's all built in.
All right, I'm gonna sample size this. We broke the high again. My stop's gonna be probably around, right around the range up here, somewhere back above, right around that range. And this will just be a sample sized position. So for those of you that don't know, we're in the process of collecting about 25 trades on the NASDAQ. So we can see what our percentage gains are, what our win rate is, and all that good stuff, and then see if we can start implementing it. So this is just a sample size trade, very, very, very low risk, just to test the waters and see, add another one to our batch of trades. And then Goldie, yeah, gold's got nothing here for me, unfortunately. Should I sample size in the live account too? Nah, not this one. Not this one.
Project X is perfect for sample sizing.
Not waiting for the 1 hour close. It pulls back into the range. Yup, that happens on breakouts, of course. Yeah, that can happen. All right, let's see if we can get activated here. This week the markets aren't that good. Yup. Finding it difficult to identify setups. Yeah, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Just because you can't identify or find setups doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It just means that the market isn't giving any of that familiar price action that you use to make money with. So a lot of traders, they turn and they look at themselves as if it's like, what's going on with me? Why can't I find any good setups? It's simply because the market goes through little seasons where it may not provide that many. And that's the downfall to traders, is they force things and they try and get involved when trades aren't necessarily there. You know what I mean? So just because you don't see it and you can't recognize it doesn't necessarily mean that you're missing opportunity. It might just mean that there's no opportunity in front of you. You know what I'm saying? So try and keep that in mind as well. It happens. You know what I mean? It's part of trading the market. MNQ. Yeah, all right, we'll see if we can get move here. This is going to be just another sample size trade. I'm not too worried about the outcome of this. I'm not really worried about the outcome of any trade for that matter, but this is just going to be a little sample sized idea to see if you know, we can get this to work here on the breakout. We got pretty clean range to the left, so heard order filled and jumped. Yo, did I forget to do that?
Bro,
Could you imagine my desktop was just all by itself yesterday? Order filled with no one around. Yo.
You'll have more of a jump scare there than anything else, bro.
I was over here just pulling out a pitching wedge. Didn't even know orders were getting filled.
Wow.
That could have been bad, dude. Could have been real bad. I wasn't sure whether or not to be happy or sad, or I think it was, you know, I should have not done that, right? So I should have knew better by now, because that's happened to me 2 or 3 times in the past, and I've never made money off of it.
Yeah, that was a good last time for it to happen.
Linda just talking on her own. Fact.
Linda, you good?
Linda, talk to me. Yeah, gold, I got nothing here, man. Nada. Got slipped on NQ? Oh, damn. Yeah, can you explain more about the trendy market? Yeah, are you talking about the 4-hour on gold? Mainly because you have like the fluctuation of the candle, so you don't have a high or a low being broke in that range over there. So that means that range can just go up and down and up and down. So it would be best to buy from the bottom or sell from the top, but without any like true confirmations of the 4-hour going anywhere, you can get caught up in consolidation on the lower time frame. So that's kind of like what that's all about. Yeah. What did we tap? Did we tap this? Yeah, that was actually my break even point there. So you have this little level here for break even. So we'll see what happens there. Should be good.
Nice little clean push.
Yeah. All right, so that's my little break even area that we just tapped. So gonna go break even on this and then see if we can get a push down. If you guys are actually seriously taking this trade, then you can do whatever you want, close partials or whatever. But we're up about 50 pips there, 40 pips. So, but this is where we can reject from. So I want to go break even.
Nice, good stuff.
Let me just mark it up here. What's up, Lele? Oh, is he? Okay, you got binoculars on? Oh, you have an idea, huh? Okay. Sounds good. Hey, Maverick. What are you doing, mister? Oh, yeah? How'd you guys do that? You scared me.
We pushed it.
Oh, yeah?
And we already broke your door.
Oh, yeah, thanks. All right. God bless you, bro.
Yeah, but Sean, I guess it's a good excuse to just close full then. Can't close partials.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you only have one, like I do on a sample size, then I'm just going to mark it off as closed 80% there, and then see if the rest of it runs. I know, you see that? Yeah, I'm break even now. So break even on NQ now, and we'll see if it can run. I think we should be able to get a push here. But perfect area for break even.
Yes, sir. We got about 4 minutes for a candle closure.
Kids learn how to pick the lock and stuff. Like, who's teaching these kids these things? How you gonna pick my lock?
Damn. They must have watched someone.
Oh, I forgot to get my screenshot. 1 sec here. They banged the door open, scared the crap out of me. It's like, yo.
Didn't have to press it. Like, who taught you?
Who taught you how to pick a lock that fast? All right, I think this is trade number 5 or 6 on our collection of data here. So I want to probably hold this a little longer just because the 4 hours bearish. So I just went break even. I don't really want to secure any partials yet. But if we reject there, I understand why. Yes, exactly. How do you determine what candle you were going to be taking your profits from? It's not about the candle. It's just I was going to take profits when we get down here. So it could happen on this candle, the next candle. That one I'm not too sure, but basically the area is where I'm looking for partials. So right around like 53 there is probably best. All right, I think we're going to come up maybe, possibly. We'll see. It hit 200 ticks profits. What is ticks? Like, how do you measure those?
Pretty sure it's points on the right side and ticks on the left side. And I think what we should be going off of based on NQ is points.
So what, the left or right?
The right. No, the left. I'm sorry.
So 50, 40.
50. Yep. Yep. Left is points. Right
Gotcha.
is ticks. Yep. And the thing that I was talking about before, like MNQ being two for one MNQ lot, that's based on points, not on ticks as well.
Gotcha.
So wanted to correct myself.
I see.
Yeah. Take a little time getting used to.
All right, we got 1 minute on the closure. Let's see if we can get a push down here. But I am break even, so.
Thank you for giving us opportunity. When gold is not there.
Yeah, right. Well, that's the idea.
It actually has been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we've taken 5 trades.
That's
You
what
know,
I'm
in the
saying.
past, like, what, 3 days?
Yeah. I've taken more trades on NQ, sample size, and then
Yeah,
have gold. Just for this week, but yeah.
Be joining the clubhouse soon? All right, man. Look forward to seeing you in there. Next level of development, loading. Next level.
You in there, brother. Let's get it.
I didn't take this on my live account. No, it's just something I'm sample sizing with. So just trying to play with small size and just to collect some data here. Yeah, gold, nada. Nada.
Yo, YouTube, when you guys get in the clubhouse, which sessions are you guys looking forward to trading?
Yeah, once you guys get in the clubhouse, what sessions are you guys going to be trading with us? Because a lot of you guys have only traded the New York session with us. But man, it goes down. It goes down in Asian. It goes down in London.
Yup.
It's nice.
And also, on top of it, which videos are you going to go watch first in the course, right? There's so many freaking educational videos in there to learn. I mean, where are you gonna start? You know, which one do you guys looking forward to watching the most?
I should give you guys a screenshot of all the videos in there.
Facts.
All right, let's see if we could break this low. Let's see if we can
All
respect.
sessions.
All sessions?
Oh.
Savage.
Oh, yeah. I feel y'all. Let's put that OT in, right? I mean, why not? OT, baby.
Hey, I made a lot when I was trading all sessions. I made a lot of money, man. Like and this was last year too, and the markets were on fire, man. Like it was, like we were walking away with trades in Asia, London, New York, almost every day. So this year's market is a little bit slower, but man, that was insane. I was basically forgetting what day it was, what time it was, what session it was, what trade we're talking about. Like we were doing so much during that time. I couldn't even remember like when the last trade was. Like, what session are we in right now?
Yep. We were locked in.
Yeah, it was nuts. All right, we're pushing through.
Yep.
We're pushing through. Let's get an Aussie accent here, talking about almost TP.
Order filled.
Alta. Can we get an Aussie order filled? That would be pretty epic.
Unfortunately, it's like mixed with Irish, so I can't just focus out the Aussiness.
Can't fully commit to the Aussie.
No, I can't. I'm like a mixed breed.
Mixed breed, real for real. It's funny.
Wait, so were you born there or no? In Australia?
No, I'm from Ireland originally.
Yes, that's right. You were
I was
born in Ireland.
Yeah.
Got it.
Ireland.
And when'd you move to Australia?
I moved over and back twice. So when I was 8 years old, we moved here for the first time, and then we moved back when I was 10, and then we moved back again when I was 13 to Australia.
Oh damn, you guys moved a lot.
Nice.
Yeah, parents couldn't make their mind up.
Yeah. Where'd you live in Ireland?
Dublin.
Oh, Dublin.
Oh,
Is it true that the money keep on Dublin? That's what I heard over there.
Hope so. I hope so.
All right, bro. Which one do you like better? Or is it set?
I have a lot more family in Ireland, so it's nice seeing like grandparents and stuff like that when I'm back home. But Australia is like a way better lifestyle in terms of like your day to day.
Nice, man.
Dublin.
Those are two pretty cool places, man. You got to live. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Craziest part when I was talking to Magnus was going from like Christmas Day being like snow and like cuddled up next to a fire to like barbecues and pools.
For real,
that was the craziest part. Like we had a Christmas tree up and Dad was like, "Oh, let's go for a swim." I was like, "What's going on here?"
Yeah. All right, yeah, it's funny, man.
Is it like
that
a must?
like in Tampa?
Is it like a must to have like a Guinness? Like if I go out there, it's like you gotta have like, isn't there like that Guinness storehouse thing or whatever?
Yeah, like Dublin's like the home of Guinness. It's like where their primary factory is.
Oh wow,
epic.
So, yeah,
that's cool. Yeah,
like people from Dublin who come over here, they almost like frown upon the Guinness that's in Australia.
You're like, that ain't Guinness.
Like it's actually.
Yeah.
What there's like castles and stuff out there, right? Or is that? Yeah, there is, right?
No, Ireland, Scotland, England.
Scotland,
all
there's
got,
a lot.
I'm not too sure about England. I didn't spend too much. I haven't spent too much time there, but like Ireland, Wales, Scotland, they all have loads of castles and stuff like that.
Damn, that's dope.
You got to see some.
Yeah, they're everywhere, bro. In Ireland, there's like 50 castles that are just run down around the place.
Bro, imagine moving to
Castle
Ireland
hunting, baby.
Living in a castle.
Yeah.
One of my dreams is to take a helicopter and go castle hunting in Scotland.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Damn, Ryan, you were married in a castle in Dublin? That's sick, bro.
That's
wow,
dope.
you just gave me some goals here, bro. I think. It would be pretty sick living in a castle, though.
Yeah, hell yeah. At least going castle hunting, you know. I like that idea.
At least, yeah.
I like it. All right, boys. It looks like partials is right under our nose here. Let's see if we'll get it. I think I might have just missed.
Goldie not really doing much.
No, not at all.
Time frames are conflicting,
No, yeah.
ranging.
Time to just call it there with gold, I reckon.
Yeah, gold.
really
I'm not looking at gold till Asian. This I'm gonna take, gang. Partials hit here for me. I'll probably just take the trade, off right here and call it.
Order filled.
Yeah, good one. Good stuff. Good stuff. So that would be our partials, and then we'd be holding this now at break even for the runner down into the lows here. So we'll see if that plays out. But that was just another good trade on NQ to continue our sample sized mission here and whatnot. But that's our partials, and then we'll see if it keeps running. I'd probably keep like a little runner in here if I had it. But yeah, another one in the books there. So screenshot that, something like this. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. All right, good trade. W trade. Why don't we explain this real quick, and then we'll probably just wrap it up here. If you guys got runners, I'd let the runners go all the way down until like 420 down there. But let's talk about this trade here and why we decided to get involved on the NASDAQ. So you had a daily candle that's very, very bearish. We were kind of looking at the idea of us tapping a daily target earlier while we were still involved in that previous 4-hour candle, right? So we're kind of looking for the buys back up. But, the 4-hour candle closed, right? We closed strong bearish. You still had that wick to fill. The lower time frames, like not the 1 hour, but 30-minute and 15-minute, started to set up the move. Notice how like we didn't take the entry on the break of the lows here because we didn't really have a candle that closed below. That one closed below, that one right there, slightly, right? Debatable. But the next one didn't, right? So I didn't want to impulsively enter here. I had to wait for that candle to close. Once this guy here closed strong bearish, we looked left. We seen how clean the range was to the left-hand side. I thought our break-even point was perfect according to what was over there. And then partials, if we look left over here, take a look. So you have partials here, right? And then full TP down here. So partials has been hit. The reason we went break-even where we did was this level of support. So price could reject really anywhere. So we did, we're all obviously pretty far down too. So you want to get a little bit aggressive when it comes to break even. So break even at that level, and then partials here, and now full TP down at like 420-ish. So yeah, pretty good trade. I thought it was pretty good. I think we're like 4 wins and 1 loss on our NQ sample sizing. All right, so that's it. Any questions? Awesome. Any questions? Good session here today. W. We got a lot done. We talked about a lot, crazy price action, but I hope this session helped you guys here today. We good? Clubhouse, anything before we leave? Clubhouse got the W's. 80%? Yeah, 80%. Over 5 trades. Yeah. So we got to get our trade. We got to get our number of trades up now and keep our percentage very similar to what it's at. Yeah, if we could stick around that 80, that'll be perfect. If we could stick around 80, gold might. Oh yeah, you know what? The loss too. The loss. We shouldn't have been in the loss yesterday because the 5-minute rule too. So I did mark that down on my notes. So that could have played a big role into why that didn't work out. So we probably could have been not in that trade yesterday. But that was my bad. I wasn't really looking at the time. That loss don't count? Hey, yo. No, I won't hate on gold at all. I love gold. Hey, gold loves me.
It's always a W day when you're disciplined to your plan and rules, man, and trading. So,
facts.
Awesome
stuff. Nothing wrong with a no trade day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yep. And then gold,
I
think this is your best bet on gold here. Same thing we've been talking about. We're still waiting for that bearish candle to be followed up by the bullish one, and then I think it can go from there. But yeah, that's it. It's a tough market today. Tough. Not easy to read here. Yeah, that's what I would say what's happening with gold. Yep. And then the NQ trade was a breakout. Yeah, it was a breakout. The NQ one yesterday, that was right here. Yeah, this guy right here. So I probably shouldn't have been in it. There was like 2 minutes left on the candle closure, but I ended up getting it anyway. So I wasn't looking at the time. But yeah, I guess we can say we shouldn't have even been in that trade. But it is what it is. I'll keep it in the data and just leave the note.
Keep it in mind within the data. Yep.
Yeah, I'll put the note in there. But all right, G's, that's about it on my time here with y'all today. I've certainly enjoyed it, and I hope something that was said today has helped you in some way, shape, or form, right? Whether it built your belief, whether it gave you knowledge, a little bit more skill, whatever, right? I hope that this session went to improving your future. I mean, that's what we're here to do. So appreciate you guys being here. Johnny, Gems, Gareth, great session here today, boys.
Good work, boys.
Everyone picture Magnus just on a lounge chair right now, no shirt, full jeans, and Timberland boots, getting a suntan in Greece.
Living everyone's best life.
Living his best life right now. Yeah. All right, gang. Hey, love you guys. I hope y'all have a great day. Boys, I'll see y'all later in the Asian session tonight. And Clubhouse, see y'all in Asian. Everyone else, I'll see you guys back in New York. Do we want to switch up the vibes a little bit today? I was driving around. I was having some good car rides yesterday, listening to some of our other stuff. So why don't we hit a little beat on the way out? And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all in Asian session. Everyone else, chat. I'll see you back in New York tomorrow. All right? Love you guys, and see y'all next week. Peace. Clubhouse. See y'all in Asian. Peace. Later.
Babe, don't make a sound. 2 a.m. low, gotta keep it down. Don't wait around for a signal now. Give me some verb, I ain't talking now. You wanna ride in the 6, you wanna down in the 6.
But when I leaned for the kiss, you said I'll probably send you some pics. And I'm like, hell nah, been waiting too long. Hell nah, I want that cruel love. Hell nah, been waiting too long. Hell nah, I want that cruel love. Body of mine, losing all my innocence. Yeah, body of mine, finding all my innocence. Yeah, body of mine, losing all my innocence. Yeah, body of mine, finding all my innocence. Yeah, body of mine, losing all my innocence. Yeah, body of mine, finding all my innocence. Yeah, body of mine, losing all my innocence. Yeah, body of mine, finding all my innocence. Yeah, all my, all my, all my, all my sins. Yeah, all my, all my, all my, all my sins. Yeah, all my, all my, all my, all my sins. Yeah, all my, all my, all my, all my sins. Yeah. Babe, just hit the pedal. If things go wrong, it's just incidental. My bad, never got the memo that you never have fun while you're in the limo. Yeah, you wanna ride in 6, you wanna dine in the 6. But when I lean for the kiss, you said I'll probably send you some pics. And I'm like, hell nah, been waiting too long. Hell nah, I want that cruel love. Hell nah, been waiting too long. Hell nah, I want that cruel love. Body of mine, losing all my innocence. Yeah, body of mine, finding all my innocence. Yeah, body of mine, losing all my innocence. Yeah, body of mine, finding all my innocence. Yeah, body of mine, losing all my innocence. Yeah, body of mine, finding all my innocence. Yeah, all my, all my, all my, all my sins. Yeah, all my, all my, all my, all my sins. Yeah, all my, all my, all my, all my sins. Yeah, all my, all my, all my, all my sins. Yeah, all my, all my, all my, all my sins. Yeah, all my, 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 all my sins. Yeah, all my, all my, all my, all my.
Want to see more amazing music?
Yeah.
My face above the water, my feet can't touch the ground, and it feels like I can see the sands on the horizon every time you are not around. I'm slowly drifting away, wave after wave, wave after wave. I'm slowly drifting, and it feels like I'm drowning, pulling against the stream, pulling against the wave. Wave after wave, wave after wave. I'm slowly drifting. My face above the water, my feet can't touch the ground, and it feels like I can see the sands on the horizon every time you are not around. I'm slowly drifting away, wave after wave, wave after wave. I'm slowly drifting, and it feels like I'm drowning, pulling against the stream, pulling against the. wasn't that deep. You could see in my eyes that it was taking over. I guess I was just blind and caught up in the moment. You know you take all of my stress right down. Help me get it off my chest and out into the ether with the rest of this mess that just keeps us depressed. We forget that we're here right now, cause we're living life at a different pace, stuck in a constant race. Keep the pressure on, you're bound to break. Something's got to change. We should just be cancelling all our plans and not give a damn if we're missing out on what the people think is right. Seeing through a picture behind a screen and forget to be. Lose the conversation for the message that you'll never read. I think maybe you and me, oh, we should head out to the place where the music plays, and then we'll go all night, two-stepping with a woman I love. All my troubles turning up, and when I'm in your eyes, electrified. We'll keep turning up and go all night. And we had dips and falls in our time, but we know what it is to be low then up, alone then love. And all we need is us to go all night, night. Two-stepping with a woman I love. Night, yeah. All we need is us.
Baby, sun coming up when we walk out, we lost the track of time. Everything that I've been dealing with ain't even crossed my mind. I don't see nobody in here but us, for real, for you I'm blind. We go anywhere, it don't take much for us to catch your vibe. Come here, I need to tell you something, let me whisper in your ear. Do whatever to get you there, I push you on a limb, yeah. Probably out for a month straight, I think you disappeared. Damn, truck look good on you, I'm copping you that years. I think I'm about ready to make love in this club. Only thing I need is my drink and my drugs. I done got on 10 and forgot where I was. Some parts I don't like, but this part I love. Only me and my guys. I been having me a good time, you can see it all in my eyes. Two-stepping with shorty, got a rockin' side to side. You should let me know when you get ready to ride, cause
we'll go all night, two-stepping with a woman I love. All my troubles standing up, and when I'm in your eyes, electrified. We'll keep turning up and go all night. And we had dips and falls in our time, but we know what it is to be low then up, alone then love. And all we need is us to go all night, night. Two-stepping with a woman I love. Night, yeah. All we need is us to go all night, night, night. Two-stepping with a woman I love. Night, yeah. All we need is us to go all night, night, night. Two-stepping with a woman I love. Night, yeah. All we need is us to go all night.
Am I wrong? Thinking out the box from where I stay. Am I wrong? Saying that I choose another way. I ain't trying to do what everybody else doing, just cause everybody doing what they all do. If one thing I know, I fall but I grow. I'm walking down this road of mine, this road that I go home. So am I wrong for thinking that we could be something for real? Now am I wrong for trying to reach the things that I can't see? But that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. Trying to reach the things that I can't see. Am I tripping or having a vision? My prediction, I'ma be on top of the world. Walk, don't look back. Always do what you decide. Don't let them control your life. That's just how I feel. Ooh, I'm fighting for yours, so don't let go. Don't let them compare you, no. Don't worry, you're not alone. That's just how we feel. Am I wrong? Am I wrong for thinking that we could be something for real? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, now am I wrong? Am I wrong for trying to reach the things that I can't see? Oh yeah, yeah. If you tell me I'm wrong, wrong, I don't wanna be right, right. If you tell me I'm wrong, wrong, I don't wanna be right. If you tell me I'm wrong, wrong, I don't wanna be right, right. If you tell me I'm wrong, wrong, I don't wanna be right. Am I wrong for thinking that we could be something for real? Now am I wrong for trying to reach the things that I can't see? But that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. That's just how